Greetings and salutations, depending on your flavor. I'm Ben. Welcome to the Sunday Night Hang, special edition Canada Day weekend. Happy Treason Day. Nope, Independence Day, depending, again, on your flavor. And Tuesday is this person's birthday, so we're getting started early. So it's the birthday special, birthday hang, birthday special, sure. So we're hanging out, and it is
we're just hanging out.
It's a birthday, yeah, because we didn't do enough of that on Fruitcake Tony's channel last night. Awesome hang last night, Fruitcake Tony's channel, hanging with Tony and Charles and Tom and Sandra, and then Terry did the trivia contest.
Yep.
So it was definitely a Canadian invasion, and man, some of those questions were hard in the trivia. Woo!
Yeah, I would not have. I might have gotten some of those on a guess.
I always joke I don't listen to the music of this century, and clearly I don't, because once the trivia hit, starting with a 19 for the year, I was good to go.
I was like, and you know what I think about? I do think about that when I hear about certain bands like the Arkells and Glorious Sons and stuff. And I have lots of friends that are hardcore into those bands.
Yep.
I just am not. It's I feel like
I don't mind the Glorious Sons, but it's not my cup of tea, but it's as close to my cup of tea as I'm going to get. At least it's tea, is what I'm saying. At least it's tea,
When I hear it, I like it. I like that SOS song. When I hear it, I'm like, yeah, that's great. That's great. But I'm not rushing out to listen to that on the regular. Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, let's say hello to the chat. We already have 37 people in here, and it's more by the minute. First of all, we got Uncle Will Varela in the chat. Awesome to see Will. We've got Jeff K, AQ Music 10, formerly known as AQ Music, but, 10. It's 10. It's on 10. That's awesome. Fruitcake Tony's here. Again, thanks again for having us last night. Someone named Amanda Coombs. Don't know. No, not a clue. Hit Metal Works.
Awful. Oh, have you heard of her? Oh.
Yeah. Jack Collins, Terry's 333 Gs, or 33 and a third Gs. 33 and a third Gs.
33 and a third.
John DeShane, Mad Raj, RJ the Mad One. Sandra, amazing job. Those questions were all legit questions. I was just wow, legit. I really need to pay more attention over the last 10 years to Canadian music.
You know what? It concerned me for a bit there that I was thinking, I hope Sandra doesn't feel like she did a bad job.
No, she did a better than good job.
Excellent job.
Yeah, because it wasn't.
You know what? Lots of my friends would have known all those answers.
Yeah, I was just like, wow. It was a cross section too. It was truly of Canadian music. The only thing was missing was Stompin' Tom. We forgot to mention Stompin' Tom last night. How did we?
I felt like I learned more about Canadian current music.
A little bit.
With that.
Yep. So we got Bumblebess. We got Bumblebess here. Marcy Jans is here. Or Yans, depending on where you're from. Again, depending on your flavor. Ian's Guitar Shack. Zach Thong. Local boy. Let's see here. Billy Baloney. BC Rich 581. Because, the first 580 BC Riches were taken.
My phone knows that handle now, which is awesome. Symmetry's
here. Guitar Man 45. Martin from L&M Guitar Corner. Thanks for having me on Thursday. I've been on tour.
Listen, I couldn't watch the show, and I was so mad that I didn't get to see it. So, Martin, I'm so sorry that I was not there. I really wanted to, and I was so mad. It just almost broke something.
Almost. Johnny Love is here. Hey, Tom Raines. I think that's a new name. Maybe not. Don't know. Tom Raines. Welcome. Either way. All right. Welcome and or welcome back. Again, lifestyle choices. Janice is here. Wow. My demographics completely skewed tonight because we have half a dozen females, including the one on screen, which that's good. That's double normal. That's awesome.
Yeah. Did you see Valeria?
Yes, Valeria. Jeff P. Joe Hervey 84. Hit Metalworks from Sydney, BC. Valeria.
Right.
Charles 75N. Great to see Brother Charles. Ryan Hall. Let's see who else we got. Pre-gamers, Ferd Burfel. He was early. I love Ferd.
Yes. Look at everybody.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Martin Lemaire, who's not from the Poutine province, but Henri, he's like right over the border. I think like Vermont or something like that. That's how you have a name like Martin Lemaire and be English. That's how it works. Paul McNary knows exactly what I'm talking about because, he's in the middle of America, like literally. If you go all, like he's like right in the middle, pretty much. Like he hung out on a Zoom call, Amanda, while he was driving, just had us on like dash mount, and I could see over his shoulder, and I'm pretty sure I could see the curvature of the earth because there was not a hill. There was no hills.
Can you hear my daughter in the background?
No.
Cool.
Scott Brockway. But then again, I was talking. Gretch Zeppelin. I feel like that's how you say his name.
I know, but in my head, I sing it to the Crossfire song. Gretch Zeppelin, like Crossfire.
How about Robert Ranford?
That sounds like a detective from a late 70s TV show.
Possibly played by Robert Stack?
Yeah.
Robert Stack as Robert Ranford.
Yes.
Michael B.
Yeah. Hey. Thank you all for your happy birthdays. Tuesday, the day of twos. That's my birthday.
Exactly. Say it in your Cheech voice. Gretch Zeppelin.
I think in America.
I guess they just #Cheech it.
I like to get up early in the morning, but they have to, so they do it real slow.
Let's see here.
Used to be my ringtone.
I haven't seen any new videos from Aaron. What's he doing? Thanks. Well, I had a 2-hour FaceTime with Aaron there on Friday, possibly. I think. Yes.
You don't know. A day.
No. Because I'm thinking, I think we may have talked twice this week. Because I know one week I finished practice in here. I'm like, all right, what's your Rainbow Machine settings? Damn it. So then he FaceTime. He was like, okay, turn this. So I have Aaron's Rainbow Machine settings currently. It's cool. But back to what he's up to, other than FaceTiming me, dialing in pedals and talking gear and hanging out with the kids.
Very important.
He's just basically, they're in post-production of the new EP. He wrapped up vocals, I think, a couple of weeks ago, I want to say. Like 2 weeks after his NAMM trip. Because he was going to get back. He's like, I'm not singing the day I get back. So, no, you don't do that. Give it a week. So I believe he gave it a week. Yeah. Boner Jams!
Hey!
Captain Sexy Pants himself, assuming that, sorry. First, when he wears pants, he's Captain Sexy Pants. But since he probably isn't, Captain Freeflow. Unfurnished #unfurnished basement. He says, happy birthday, Amanda. Have a great week. Dope shirt, Ben. Gotta do it. I'll send you guys some new merch, Ben. I have new B-Jams lingerie. Now, you had me, I think we need this face on a thong. I'm just saying. Big face on the front, little face on the back. So if you whale tail, there's a little Boner Jams face hanging out. I'm just saying.
No. Nobody needs that.
Well, what's worse than a whale tail? A whale tail going, hey!
It's awful. It's like a chastity belt in and of itself.
It is. Well, you can mark it as contraception. Boner Jams. Feel free. You'll make $1 million. There we go.
Bit of a mood killer.
BC Rich is... He's what's the number for therapy? What is that number? Because I need that.
Hey, at least I'm cringing.
Yep. 53 people watching. Surprised.
That's exciting. How's
RJ went
everybody
blind.
doing?
He says I went blind just imagining that.
He's been here a
T.
long
Ricky.
time.
What's up, T. Ricky?
T. Ricky. That sounds like a drink.
He's now a double dipper. He's a channel member and my newest patron.
Oh, like 2 elbows at once.
Yeah, he's both elbows on the table. He's getting some. He's getting some Ben. Sure. It's all Ben all the time, apparently.
Wow, what a treat.
Yeah, you know how that went for a number of years. You're like, yeah, I spent a good decade doing that.
Oh, there's something in my teeth. That would be awful.
11 and it's already off the rails. I don't know how we got on the rails. Jason Lindholm, he's like, yeah.
There's rails.
You guys got rails? It's like that meme, the fourth one. You guys got rails?
You guys got rails? You guys got any more rails?
What's up, Chad Boston? Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, Chad Boston.
Fun fact about Chad Boston. He knows how to dial in all the good tones on the Helix platform. And by Helix platform, I don't mean just the Helix. It could be NHX effects. It could be a Helix Stomp. It could be a Pod Go. He knows the algorithms. He knows how to make them sound good once it comes out of stuff.
Yours is on the 5th. Daryl the 2nd.
Checked
This
out
is
some of
birthday
this stuff, and I enjoy it. Fruitcake Tony asks, what's in the cup? Pina colada?
The same as last night. Ciroc. Ciroc
He didn't watch last night. I don't remember.
Lemon and guava.
Perrier. Exactly,
Yeah,
Marky.
Fruit
I as
juice
well hate
Perrier
cocaine.
with
Don't
vodka. You want me to get it?
It's up to you.
I gotta
George
get out.
Bedar says happy birthday. Apparently, Paulie Walnut snuck in. Daryl B's here. Daryl B07.
I know. He has the same birthday as me. Mine's
That's
on
right.
the 5th. That's so exciting.
Paulie Walnuts.
Very rare.
Mahogany.
George Bader. I love that name. Great.
Awesome. Welcome all. Charles Green! Good to see you're alive. That was a fun hang last night, my friend. Fun hang.
Get up so early.
You did.
Awesome.
I'm curious though. After the show last night, who fell asleep first, Charles or myself? Because I think I was asleep within 15 minutes of the show ending. Ciroc.
It's really hard to tell that. Oh, it's so pretty though. This bottle, because it looks
like one of those things that they just say it at the end, like Ciroc, and they say it with enough of an accent, you're still not sure how to pronounce it. You're like, what's it called again?
Could be.
You're like, what is that? Is that like a perfume, booze, a car, lifestyle choice? I don't know.
Distilled grape spirit. So it's like a vodka made with grapes.
Okay.
I don't know. I really don't.
That would be wine. Except you don't really cook off the wine. Like you run a whiskey. Like I don't think you don't run wine through a still. What would that be?
Distilled 5 times, finished in a tailor-made copper pot still in southern France. Yeah, I don't know.
I like your style, AI Gaming. He likes the Ackroyd vodka. It's like in that skull.
And there's sugar in it. I found that pretty harsh.
I agree, Ciroc sounds like a Bond villain.
Right?
That's how he finances the evil empire in the mountain side.
Yeah. NORAD.
Yeah. Or, hey, mining company going out of business. Be careful who you liquidate to. Because you never know. You might be giving someone their next secret lair. What's up, Basement Guitar Superstar?
Imagine if Area 51. Imagine if Area 51 is just really where the Autobots are.
Could be.
Just saying.
Excuse me. I missed somebody coming in here. D-Mac and LRM Guitars watching on the phone from the trailer. Nice.
That's awesome. Look how many people. You guys are
64. Well, no, Will says 67. Apparently, Will has a faster connection than me. So far, I only see 64. But maybe it is 67 and it went down. I don't know. I think people are slipping out for smokes and other people are taking their seats. That's how it works.
You're allowed to go out for a dart.
Oh yeah, like that's how parties are, right?
Yep.
There's a party in the living room, party in the basement, party in the kitchen. Always a party in the kitchen. A
There's a
party out
party
on
over
the deck.
there, party over
Possibly
there.
another party in the garage. And another party in the driveway, which is a mingling of, hey, sorry, we got to leave early and you're showing up late, but we got to say hi for a minute anyways. Hey, how are the kids? How are the...
Yeah.
Good. All right, we'll talk soon. Yeah.
You need to have an escape plan.
That's why it takes 23 and a half minutes to leave any house party.
Yep. Yeah. Let alone the people that are trying to get you to stay there before you even get away from first stage. No. You don't even know what's coming. You're going to miss it. Oh, you're going to miss it.
But fortunately, you got the excuse to go, kid, I got to go, kid. You know, it doesn't matter. You just say kid. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. You might be just rushing home to watch a movie with Sam. We don't know that.
I just wanted to get in my pajamas.
Keith Campbell, the non-spoiler of events. I love you, my friend. Keith Campbell has a zest for life. I'm just saying. That guy, I don't know if I've ever seen a photo of him not smiling, is what I'm saying.
Keith looks hyped for life.
Yep.
Just hyped for life. Keith is like an inspirational person without even maybe knowing it.
When Rob Johnson grows up, he's going to be Keith Campbell.
Like, I feel like he would say he's probably saved people. Like, there's been like an accident. He's like saved people and stuff.
And probably lived like 3 lives. Like, oh, I did this for a number of years, and I did this for a number of years, and I did this, and I would be like, I believe you.
I also feel like he could punch a hole through your throat. Yeah.
Yep. If he wanted to, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
That's
he doesn't need to. Only
again, much like Rob Johnson.
Justice.
Rob Johnson can also punch through your throat if he wanted to, but he doesn't.
Rob Johnson is like, what's that? Sonic the Hedgehog. He's like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my,
it just goes. Like, I feel like if he hit you, you would like split in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy that he's excited to see you and hugs you, and it hurts a little, but it's okay because he also cracked through your vertebrae, and you're like, oh, thanks, by the way.
I know people like that. Like, oh, that was good. Could you do it again? But like this way. Let me just turn around.
I haven't been hugged that way since I was 7. I was just enveloped.
I'm going to do car wheels now.
I'm just doing this. I'm not even hugging back. I didn't even get a chance to get my arms out. You just pinned me.
I tried to do a back bridge last year, and I put my back out for 3 weeks. I'm doing yoga now, though, so I'm going to be able to handle it. I hope.
I heard the song Firewoman for the first time. Don't know how I missed it. I'm not sure either. It's the cult Firewoman that I'm thinking of. Or is that just fire?
Fire!
Or did they have 2? Because they did a couple songs that kind of sound the same. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, they did. It sounded like Love Removal Machine. Love Removal Machine. Oh, yeah. A lot of ruffles. I remember that video very well. There was a lot of purple eyeshadow. There was. I was like, that's a lot of like.
Hey, Boomer. What's up, my friend? And Brad Guitar Miller.
My favorite Miller.
Said hi to me first for once. I don't know how that happened.
That's because he has to be nice to you because I'm here, so just saying.
There's another radio standard from Symmetry. Here comes the rain.
That was good. Here comes the rain. He sounded like a Muppet.
Well, you know, to quote Geddy Lee,
very much, right?
I used to like be a professional way.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, I got paid to play music, so I was a professional.
Fun fact, the world in Minecraft, when I play Minecraft, and my world is called the Sanctuary She Sells. I'm the only one that sees it, and I laugh every time. I'm like, I'm so funny. Good time.
That's where, like I'm sure like myself, you argue with yourself on occasion because
Yeah. Yes.
I just remember like Aaron and I were joking about that the other night when we were FaceTiming because he jumps in the chat and all he sees is me with my back to the camera while I'm fiddling with pedals. He's like, and I'm, of course, arguing with myself over some innate thing, and he's like, "Yep,
Right.
That's it." Ooh, we got some commercialization in the chat here.
Who's what?
I can't call it self-promoting. Charles, thank you, buddy. He says, "Hey, become a channel member or a patron, again, depending on your flavor, and get to join in on the live Zoom hangs twice a month." Which, eventually may even go weekly, because if we get more people, it'll be harder to jump in on them and stuff, because they'll be at random times and stuff.
I wanna go on one.
All right. Next one will be maybe this coming Saturday, if I'm free.
Okay, maybe.
The other ones are usually Wednesday evenings. We might do Wednesday this week.
That's better for me. Wednesday. But when Wednesday?
Well, I don't know. We got a bunch of folks in the chat. Can we do Wednesday this week? Channel members and or patrons. It's usually at 7 p.m.
Yeah, all right.
Because we don't want to interfere with Halenville. That starts at 9. Because we try to keep the hangs to about an hour. But again, like a house party, it takes us an hour to say goodbye. She already is, Hip Metalworks. She's been tolerating me for coming on 44 years.
I'm not paying to be here.
She's like, I gave that up when I was 8. I fell for that once already.
I bleed the same blood.
Yep.
I got it.
Will doesn't do Zoom. That's fine. And apparently Joe Hervey farted. That's good to know.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you. Awesome job, Joe. Good stuff. Quit picking on Steve from 60 Cycle.
Tarman 45 says, what? Those Zoom hangs last at least 2. Yeah, on occasion.
Do they?
Michael B hopes to be at the next one. Oh, that's right. Halenville has, what's his name? Johnny B Guitars. They're talking about the stripes. Why does Canadian cell service suck so bad? Oh, dude. It's the same all over. Like, the one good thing about in traveling the U.S. with your automatic travel plan is we bounce around carriers because we have open agreements with multiple carriers. So I'll be on AT&T, and then I'll be on Verizon, and then I'll be on Sprint or whatever, and it's like,
we are not carrying monotonous.
But you go like off the highway in a lot of places, and it's the same as around here. It's just like as you're going, you can watch the tripometer on your car as it goes. Your bars are doing the same thing. And we're not talking the kilometers; we're talking the 10th of kilometers.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like I live right next to the highway, and I have 1 bar, sometimes 2.
I have 4. 4 bars.
There we go. Well, T-Mobile. There we go. Hey, Honey Heart. Oh, jeez, Louise, come on, Johnny Heartbreaker. There's
Johnny Heartbreaker. Can't help it.
Tom's 24 minutes late. Got pulled over. I hope there wasn't a cavity search because that's really embarrassing on the side of that road.
That's weird. I just said 60 Cycle Steve, and then he just popped up. That was like magic. I'm a wizard.
Can you do that with Quentin James? Oh, by the way, Unbelievable was in the chat earlier. I didn't get to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. Quentin James better show up, or it's over.
That's pretty impressive. It's Symmetry had me on the go from Kamloops back to Vancouver, all through the mountains, no less. Nice. Yeah, but I bet you if you go off the highway around those mountains, it's just...
Who wants to drive with pretty scenery? Losers, that too. It sounds awful. I had to drive through the mountains. I've never... Oh, yeah, I have driven through the Adirondacks. Do they count? Yeah, they count. It's a mountain range.
It is, yes. Yes, that qualifies.
They're really pretty. I'd go there again.
Valeria says, legend says that you need to say Emmett to summon Q. Nice. What's up, man?
He'll come when I say so.
He's just going to put the lawn chair up on the roof and point the phone to the sky.
I feel like he might make a video out of that if he's watching.
We love Emmett and Todd. Exactly.
Sure we do. Yeah. I don't know what they've done for me lately, but whatever.
When I was trucking. That's got to be fun. What's that, the Coquihalla or something?
What?
The Coquihalla Highway.
Like a high, like a hiney ho. That's a fun word to say.
Coquihalla?
Coquihalla?
There's a whole TV show involving it.
For reals?
Yeah, for real. That's what? Highway Through Hell. It's all about.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, like the vehicle recoveries and such, because it's nothing.
Yeah, I watched that. I call that people in big trucks driving through storms when maybe they shouldn't, but they have to.
Yeah. Like, what's your job tonight? I'm here to push trucks up the mountain because there's not enough traction to get up the highway. I'm like, ooh, okay. That sounds like fun. Let's see. Zach says my Lambo is parked out front of the house party. It's the dark blue Lambo. Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, all right.
The valet will be out to park it momentarily.
But you can rip up some good gravel on a dirt road there, bud.
How quickly would it bottom out, or would you be able to?
Oh my God, you can't drive it.
Do not make sure you're moving when you slide up the tire.
No, you can't drive that in Trenton.
Trenton, maybe. Belleville, definitely not.
No, Powell City. Not happening.
Yep. So how's everyone doing out there on this long weekend? It's long all over North America kind of thing. I don't know. Mexico, they might just take off, make it a 4-day. Honor them both. That's what I say. Just make it a 4-day weekend. Why don't you?
Here's a question.
Sure.
If we have Canada Day, let's say Canada Day lands on like Sunday.
Right.
We do fireworks on a Sunday.
Right.
If Canada Day lands on like a Tuesday, we still have fireworks on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You don't really see people doing fireworks the weekend before or after. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if Canada Day's on Monday, we do fireworks Monday. So here's what I don't understand is how come on 4th of July there's fireworks all friggin' weekend? We don't do that really.
See, there's pockets. And I can say it both here and the last place we lived. The last place we lived, they set off fireworks almost every weekend all summer.
Yeah, but that's like partying. I mean, like public fireworks.
Oh, public fireworks.
Like big displays.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we do it day of, regardless of the day of the week. We don't really.
Yeah, we just do it that day, but we don't
other than Victoria Day weekend. Sometimes some people may have it on the Sunday, some have it on the Monday because it might be two smaller towns and they want you to visit both.
Yes, that's a little
similar to the Santa Claus parade. You coordinate with your adjacent municipality. Hello, Jay.
That's funny.
He says, because Americans are insane for explosives. Hey, we got a fireworks factory in town with a factory outlet store. We got all the fireworks.
Oh, yeah. We are all about the fireworks.
Yeah. Like,
we just don't.
I don't know. See, the neighbors were saying, well, you know how they plowed up the cornfield out back there? So the neighbors, when they were setting them off the other night, they took them out there. I'm like, smart move. Because then you can drink more booze automatically. Because they can land anywhere. It's just dirt. But I wasn't hear them going off in the air. I was hearing them launching because all I'm hearing is boom, 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 boom. I'm like, damn. Because I'm thinking, by the sound of that recoil, it's gonna be like $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10.
You must have thought there was a rape going on with all that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, it might be the 90s living downtown Trenton with people driving around with the car stereos.
And the ground effects.
It's like, come on, light, turn green so he can leave. Because stuck outside, right outside the apartment.
Thanks
6
for the
C
factual
says it's really dependent on the city. San Diego always does the 4th. Some towns move to the weekend just to get organization. Exactly. Yeah.
That's a hella factual answer right there.
It is.
I hope you're having a nice weekend and you're all moved in, Steve.
I don't know what Guitar Man 45 is talking about, but all he says is 50 watts per channel, baby.
Okay. Sure. Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that statement. And I'm pretty sure I've known Guitar Man 45 virtually for the better part of 5 years, and I think that's the first time I've ever seen him utter the word baby.
Hey, question.
Yes.
What do you know what day did you start your channel? Do you know? Like, do you have an anniversary? I don't remember you having an anniversary.
No, I usually go class of, like, by year.
Right?
Andrew, a.k.a. Fender Guru, a.k.a. 5150 show, a.k.a. Blues Guitar Rock show thing. Him and I were both class of 2018. Along with Michael B. Michael B. started throwing some stuff out, I think, around that time. Yeah, Bozique.
Yeah. Listen to look at his question.
All right. Let's even put this up on because it's scrolling. And it's gonna okay. So Ben and Amanda, can you clarify one point about Canadian history for me? Since you guys are still technically part of the British Commonwealth, do you technically have an Independence Day? We are Commonwealth adjacent in that we actually got our independence, I believe, in 1984. 83, 84. I was young at the time. I want to say 84. That's when we actually signed the Charter Rights Canada to actually separate, where we weren't just a colony of Britain and an actual independent nation. And that's when I don't know if we changed it from Dominion Day to Canada Day at that time, or we already changed the name by that time. I don't know about that. But
I think we'd already changed it.
It's weird because we still have a Governor General, which is technically the head of state, but they are purely a functionary role. They don't actually wield. Yeah, they it's weird. Like, they still read stuff in the Parliament, like, whatever declaration or whatever, opening day.
Yeah.
No, not that kind of opening day, Americans, where there's hot dogs. Well, it might be. I don't know what they sell in the quarters. Anywho's, but yeah, like she's appointed by the PM anyways. So how is you would think if she's in charge, the Queen would appoint her, but the PM's like, hey, here, you take the job.
Yep.
And I can't remember currently who our current governor. Oh no, I do know who our current Governor General is. I had to go through. I'm like, it's been a couple scandals after the last few years. So
yeah, there has been actually.
But we have currently our first Indigenous.
Yes. That's who it is. I don't remember her name though.
She seems pretty cool.
Yeah, she's
I'm
cool.
gonna say she seems pretty cool. Like she's kind of got that been there, done that mentality. Like the mom that's on to the third kid and is not messing around in any way. This is how it goes. So
different than the way Adrian Clarkson was, but I liked Adrian Clarkson.
Yeah, and the difference between our Senate and America's Senate is we don't elect our Senate; we appoint them for some reason. And let's not get into that debate. Many PMs have talked about opening that up and never follow through because once they get elected, they're like, yeah, I know we got elected for that, but we're not touching that.
No politics on my birthday.
No.
Don't get
Well, that's more in a historical sense.
Oh, someone's home.
Okay. So Boomer says, I think 84, they changed the name. I'll take your word for it, Boomer, because you're older than me. I'm not saying you're old. I'm saying you're older than me.
I was 6. So I wasn't really.
I was 10, and I remember getting handed a copy of the charter, which was essentially like on the quality of paper that you find in a placemat in a restaurant. Some Ottawa themed restaurant franchise, probably owned by Rick Mercer. You eat off the charter. It sounds like some spoof that they would do on the Mercer Report.
Yeah.
Rookie MPs are your servers.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yes,
the Nathan's hot dog eating contest is tomorrow. Speaking of traditions.
I think I could do okay in a hot dog eating contest as long as they were made like we used to get them in public school. I could eat a lot of those. Just
But
like
they do a time
boiled.
limit too. That's the thing, though.
I
How
think I
many can
could do
you eat in
that
5 minutes? Do you think?
a lot.
Hey, Rock Brigade. I would say probably I could do 1 a minute, anyways. So 5, maybe 6.
For sure. As long as I can hurl it up after, then it doesn't
Unless
matter.
you're gonna dip one in water like they do.
I'm not gonna like keep it there. I ain't living in my body after. I'm not living through that.
The
I don't know what those people do.
worst part, Will, is I cooked the hot dogs.
They were good hot dogs. They come in them foiled bags.
But and the deal with that was then, like, even when we were that age at home, it'd be like if mom and dad were both working or something. Man, it's like, you can cook hot dogs for dinner. I know you know how to make them. I was like, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Ooh, 60 cycle Steve.
Let's do it.
We can at least
You
do it
make
on a
the hot
video.
dog, since you're so pro at it. Just
Hey,
saying.
Eric.
You just
See you, Marcy.
told yourself. Bye, Marcy. She's joking, but that's funny.
I was like, I don't know. Marcy has such a great sense of humor. I don't know. You know, I was
She's
like,
joking. She's joking. She's funny. Yeah. Beans and
Eric,
wieners.
take Marcy's seat. See how that works?
What do you call that? Do you call it beans and wieners?
Probably.
There's a lot of different ways to call that. Some say beans and franks.
Beans
Like,
and Frank. Yeah, but I never refer to it as a hot dog as a Frankfurter. So
no.
yeah. As opposed to our friend Pete's band Frank and Beans.
Right.
Sean Zimmerman in the house.
Sean. Slice of pie. Now listen.
By the way, I was watching 60 Cycle Hums channel, and he did a review of a fuzz pedal a while back that is shaped like a slice of pizza and comes in a pizza box. I saw a photo today on Instagram of Ryan's pedal board, and said pedal is on said pedal board. Because I went, oh, one of them looks like a slice of pizza. I assumed it was a fuzz, because what else would be a pedal that's shaped like a slice of pizza but a fuzz? Beanie Weenies. Okay.
Who do you think would win in a pie eating contest?
Depends on the kind of pie.
I do hear him say that. What if it was like those McCain ones? Those like,
okay.
You know, what if it was like chocolate McCain, or like we could have various flavors. Whatever flavor you feel.
Even better would be various, because then you're not like halfway through the second one going, oh, this is death. Yeah, because it's just so much chocolate.
But I feel like the chocolate would be a really good call. Maybe the lemon.
No, I'd probably go banana cream.
We should do that. We should do that. Who can eat that faster? We could that is an enjoyable eating contest to me.
Who could eat one first, and you take it right out of the freezer, and it's then you're combating brain freeze as well as speed. That could be a video.
Donut eating contest. Yeah, I'd do well on that too.
What, donut eating?
Yeah.
Well, you would just stick a maple in the center of mine, so I couldn't eat any of the adjacent ones.
Yeah.
You would. Jose Benito Martinez Jr. Hola.
Crawlers are too heavy. I couldn't have a crawler. I'd want like
crawler? No, they're so airy though. You could pound back a dozen of those easy. That's like eating honey dips. They do, but they're easy to get down in the first place. Like, could you imagine trying to eat like 12 plain donuts? Just old-fashioned plains?
That's what I was thinking. Like, can you imagine like
2 bottles of water minimum just to swallow it? Yeah, this is our life, folks. I realize, this is our life. Martin's still awake. He's like, here are these sausages called Wiener. But the funny thing is, in Vienna, Wien, they call it Frankfurter, and in Frankfurt, they call it Wiener as well. Yeah, that's funny. Actually, that's weird. That's funny. Did I mention how
Like,
good a time I had on that show the other day? Because those
do they
guys are riot.
do they call Viennese? Aren't they Viennese sausages? Those little teeny tiny ones.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I miss having shredded cereal.
See, eclairs, I like that idea. Hit Metalworks, but I'm not sure if I could eat more than one because I'm like,
Whoa, that's
they
heavy,
sit
man.
right there. They just sit right there.
That's a lot. They don't have shreddies in the States? No.
I don't recall. I generally don't hit the
shreddy.
cereal aisle when I'm in American grocery stores.
Like that's the first place I would go.
Yeah,
Cereal.
you're usually camping. You don't have cereal when camping.
But I still want to see. That's like Americans have
Well,
magical.
yeah, you need to go look.
cereal.
I know.
It upsets me. It really does.
I personally like the beer aisle right there in the grocery store. Nice full aisle of beer, and it's not just near beer aisle like we have.
Right.
It's real beer.
That's crazy.
Yep.
They have really good cereal.
A dozen glazed Krispy Kremes. Oh, I don't know about that. Those things
yes,
are
yes.
They sit hard.
I could totally but I could eat them fast. Randy Price.
Maybe if they're warm.
Frosted mini wheats. Frosted mini wheats are a good time.
I bought some of them the other day, actually, because they were on sale. I'm like, man, I haven't had those in like 35 years.
That would be a good eating contest. How many bowls of cereal we could eat?
What's up, Randy Price?
A lot. Ben and I can eat a lot.
Especially if you just leave the same milk in there, keep recycling. You're like, oh, this milk is so heavy. it's like pudding.
I would just pour the whole box in the bowl.
Yeah.
And eat that.
Just pour the milk right in the box.
Yep.
Good. Plastic. It's sealed. You're committing to a full box of cereal. It's only as fun. It's only as fun as long as that box holds up structurally. Because if it starts moving around and you get a couple bends in it, then it's starting to get wide out. You're like, oh, okay. At some point, this is going to get tippy. Like,
how do you drink the milk? Very carefully. Gonna hold the bottom.
Yep, you can squeeze it out the bottom.
So gross.
Oh, the most Raisin Bran. Oh, you would pay for that.
Do you remember that time that you made the big giant bowls of Kool-Aid? We made the big Kool-Aid and we were gonna have a drinking contest of the Kool-Aid and we were sticking our faces in the bowls and you're like, okay, ready, go. And then we went and I did it and you did it. And you just stood there watching me with my face in a bowl of lime Kool-Aid, just trying to drink it for all my life. And I put my head out and you're like, you suck. And I'm like, I hate you. Hey.
Hey. I'm just stepping in really quick to interrupt. But my lovely sister, Amanda, my sister from another mister, Brother Ben, love you both. Just want to wish you a quick happy birthday, and then I'll be gone.
Thank you.
Love you. You be good.
It's so nice.
Unfucking believable, folks. Totally. No, it's an unfucking believable birthday. That's how that works.
I wasn't going to believe it. Ding. My cat was beginning to have a hair bowl behind me.
Joe Hervey's drinking. I am not surprised Joe Hervey's drinking Kool-Aid right now. He seems like a Kool-Aid drinker. And I don't mean that in any kind of euphemism. I legit, straight at me, like, if you said, pick somebody in the chat that drinks Kool-Aid, I'd be like, you know what? Joe Hervey. Because Joe Hervey he drinks it like
better than a freshie.
Yeah, is it actual Kool-Aid or is it
not a freshie drinker?
I don't even think freshie exists anymore.
Freshie.
I barely even see Kool-Aid around anymore.
I liked freshie. No, it doesn't exist.
I did not like freshie.
But I liked it.
Oh, I did not. It was all sour.
I like that tart. It tasted tart.
Oh, it did.
Sour. I liked it. Like candy.
What's up, Presley, California
Custom? Is really sweet.
See, a name like Presley, California Customs, I'm like, that could be guitars, that could be cars. You don't know.
Surfboards.
Surfboards. Skateboards.
That's what I was thinking. Skateboards. Boards of all sorts. Various boards. Paddle boards.
Woo! Joe put Skittles in his Kool-Aid.
You know.
That's like all the energy. All right, have a good one, Martin. Cheers, my friend. Get some sleep. It's
I don't know if that's good for you, Joe.
2:46 a.m. where he is.
That's my kind of time. I'm always up
Drinking
late.
beer, making guitars. Nice.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
Here to drink some beer, make some guitar. You have
Speaking
a new
of
wiring
guitars,
video soon. Awesome.
there is a guitar body en route to me right now. A Kramer body, in fact. It is approximately halfway here. Yes. Exactly,
Really?
fruitcake guitar. Fruitcake guitar. Wow. Guitars and mason jars. That's right. Fruitcake guitar. Hey, metalhead hippie. Can't hang, but want to pop in and wish sis a happy birthday. Yes. And everyone, after tonight, go check out Metalhead Hippie. He's going live at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. or whatever the hell time zone they call Alaska, because he's 4 hours behind us. Alaskan time? And then there's Hawaiian time an hour after that. I don't know how that works, but that's how it works. Mikey Newman.
Oh, I'm not good with medians.
Mikey Newman tuning in from Liverpool. That's right. I think that's so cool. Someone from Liverpool watches my show. That's just cool.
Right?
I know. It's just...
I know. It's so weird. Interwebs are weird.
He's already got a fruitcake guitar made by Butt Cheeks. That's right.
Thanks. Metalhead Hippie. You're awesome.
He is.
He's awesome. Boom.
I'm just reading Unbelievable's comment. No,
he's so disappointed.
Unbelievable likes to keep it classy. We got 60 people watching. I'm sure this is going to just help my enunciation more.
You're a jerk.
Oh, heartburn from too much orange pop at once.
I have to go outside to do that. And when I go outside, everything gets all wonky on the street.
Yeah.
Jerk.
You try.
my
Family's in here. So what, Hitman? He put out some. He released some new material.
Did he?
I think he writes more songs than Neil Young. You know, like I think Dwight could put out 3-4 albums a year. He puts out that much material. Strain of the day.
Wow.
What is the strain of the day? Power Plant. It's a little stemmy, but it's $20 for an ounce. So, you know.
Oh, he's asked a hard-hitting question. He wants to know what's going to be painful at the dentist. I have to get 2 root canals. I have a crack. I have 2 cracks in my teeth because I clench my teeth because I'm stressed. So, yeah, I have to go and they wanted to do them separate, but I was just like, if you're going to put holes in my face, you might as well just do 2 at the same time.
Mazel. Already frozen? Give her.
Right?
Yep.
And he's a specialist, so.
Yep.
It's expensive, though.
Some people would call him an extra specialist.
See, I wonder, Americans might not realize that we don't pay, we don't get our dentistry all for free.
No, not unless you're on some kind of a healthcare plan.
Yeah, I do because of benefits, but.
Right. I do not. This company I work for has no benefits. Other than the fact I get to know all you fine folks. And that's a huge benefit.
That's a big benefit.
That's
is much better than owning a cat, I'm sure.
You say owning a cat?
Yeah, they say if you own a cat, then you're gonna live this much longer. I wonder how much longer.
That pisses you off. That's why the cat's outside, because she was being a jerk. That's not going to lengthen your life.
Yeah, companionship.
Well, there's that. She doesn't.
So, like, you've got almost 4,000 companions. Think about it that way. The joy. It's joy. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Zach Song. All right. Let's go with that one. Love me some Neil Young. Everybody's getting new names tonight, apparently. Everybody.
What's my name? Andrea. Just keep it up. It's pretty funny.
What's up, Rock Daddy? Got that one. Nailed it.
Rock Daddy sounds like he can break dance.
What's the name of the crack dealer in a really bad 80s movie?
He's got a white
Rock Daddy? You know, Rock Daddy would have Jerry Curl.
Oh, that kind. Like, he's friends with Kurt.
Oh, yeah. That's what happened to Curtis, the pot dealer of the 70s, became.
You know Curtis? Yeah, no Curtis.
No, what's up, Rock Daddy?
I can't meet anybody named Curtis without thinking of Up in Smoke. Like, and I feel badly for Curtis's. It's just how it is. Y'all know Curtis.
Ryan Hall got a package from Fruitcake Tony. Very nice. We got a package from Fruitcake Tony like a while ago, and then I guess I'll bring this over likely on Tuesday. We got these from Fruitcake Tony last night.
On my birthday? Are you coming over on my birthday?
Sure. I got to go over to the res anyway, so I believe that's what will happen.
You should go to Dairy Queen. You should go to Dairy Queen and pick me up a pizza or something.
You think that would last?
I don't care. Yeah, they last. Of course, you pick up a ice cream cake that lasts a million years. Takes forever. Still won't be thawed by the time you get here.
Ice cream cake.
DQ cakes are a good time. Mm-hmm. Or just a cake or pie. A treat.
You know what? Fun fact: Taste of Country was open on Canada Day.
Shut up.
They were. Because I drove by on my way from your place. There's Sergeant and Greenleaf.
Who's that?
Sergeant Greenleaf. That sounds like a corner in Toronto. You know, I'll pick you up at the corner of Sergeant and Greenleaf. Okay.
Yes.
It's kind of in that older part of town. It's like just like 3 blocks off Bay. And you're like, how is there houses here?
Kind of off.
The 3-story type brown stones and stuff. Some are law offices. Just a dude.
Awesome. Be a good pub name too. The Sergeant and Greenleaf.
I'm playing down at the Sergeant and Greenleaf. Oh yeah. How do they pay? Not bad. Crowd? Great. Food? Awesome.
Yep.
Staff? Great. Yep.
Bathroom's clean. Fries are good.
Actually, it sounds like kind of a place that like, so they want you to play 3 sets, yeah, but you start like early at like 7. You're like, okay. It's $50 normally you usually take, but they give you dinner. You're like, okay. But it's like really good. You're like, all right. And they give you this like huge, like, this alone is worth the $50. You're like, yes. And not to mention you play from 7 to 10 and then you're done. And you're home by 11.
Yep. That's exactly it.
It's the kind of place, too. It's like you're playing for old people like us, and then the guy is done at 10, and all of a sudden it's like the middle-aged people file out, and then it's like a younger crowd comes in because that's their stopping place before going out to the bar. So they stop in from like 10 to 11:30.
The bar.
Or the hotel.
I'm going out to a bar on Friday.
Ooh.
I'm going to eat a prime rib dinner first, but then there will be libations. It's a fundraiser situation, but it's still a bar. Technically, I'm still cool because I'm in a bar.
There you go.
I go to at least one function at a bar a year, then I can still be cool.
Okay, Mom.
Yeah.
It sounds like that would be her justification.
That's how it works. Until my kids start a job, and then I can cling to their lives.
This is true.
I don't like to go places, let's be honest.
We got 52 people watching. Any questions, comments, concerns out there from the chat? Or are you just you're just sitting back and just watching this go?
Just rambling on to each other, just talking like we do. I'm curious. I'm just reading
Nice.
what everyone's
Campbell's going to see Van Halen. I like that name. Van Halen.
That is a good name. That's a really good name.
Oh, Boomer's trimming weed. Nice. Nice. It was so it's a Zoom call. I don't think Boomer would care. So he jumps on the Zoom call. He's got the old clothesline going in the background.
That's awesome.
Nice. It was like in front of the gear too, so it's like gear and weed. Perfect. You know, like that's the room. I like that room. We really enjoyed his decorating choices.
That's enjoyable. Yeah.
Oh, and I can bring over that microphone on Tuesday. There you go.
You want
And
me
show
to
you how
remind
to-
you?
You know, because it's going into a guitar amp.
I want to listen on my birthday.
Yeah, for all about 43.7 seconds.
All right.
Unless we're interrupted, which is plausible. But we could just have Mark and Sam talk to each other. They'll get along great. Same.
Yes, they will.
Yes, they will. Because Mark would be like, hey, how are you? Because that's the way you should be like, hi, you're new. You're one of Uncle Ben's friends. Yep.
Let me show you everything. And he'll be.
Here's what I found in a box the other day. My
What?
Van Halen wallet.
Did you?
Yes.
The Velcro one?
Yeah. The wallet I cannot have because it just ejects immediately out of any pocket. But yeah, I found my Van Halen wallet.
Kenzie got a Van Halen t-shirt.
Van Halen Velcro wallet.
That was an awesome wallet.
Randy Price says, I found my first Fender Strat at my dad's house yesterday. Really? Needs a little TLC and some hotter pickups. I get it. But I've been jamming on it all day. Haven't even changed the strings yet. I get that. That's when you know you fall in love with it. So you're like, you don't even get around playing this, changing the strings or anything.
That's awesome. I've not been playing yet. I'm still doing stuff. I'm still getting a lot done, though.
That's
I
nice.
plan on it.
Planted
I have
trees.
to- Yep. I did. I planted.
And they're still alive.
I retired. And so I have a lot of catching up to do of things I want done before I can make art. Gonna make some art.
Rad is looking great.
Right?
Right?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. That's how you know you've hit a certain point in life, when you're showing off the garage. And you're agreeing on it, too.
Yeah, it's doing all right.
We'll have to pull
That's
it out of
funny.
the box this week. Nice. I got to send him a pedal anyway, so. I have to send him a pedal so he'll stop sending me EQ pedals.
He likes to sell pedals.
He likes to just send me
sorry.
EQ pedals and parts of guitars.
Yes. He's a giver.
He is.
And not like a GIV apostrophe R kind of way. Although it could be. I don't know.
Deep, easy. There we go. That's
Don't
why
break it.
when you display pedals, do not have them all touching each other so you can get one extra pedal crammed in. Yeah, I got to send this to Unbelievable at some point. There it is. Oh. Focus.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think it's the only one with a black back.
Black back?
Black back.
Like that?
That's the microphone. Where's my screwdriver? I want to take a look at the back of this while we're chatting.
He doesn't know.
Unbelievable. It's a 98 Mexican Strat. Nice. Dark metallic blue, in fact. I know. I keep a screwdriver in this room exactly for this reason. All right. Is it behind you? Nope. It's not behind you.
No, we don't retire early in Canada. I just
What's that one? The Muggione was, I don't know. I'm going to say he built like 4 of them. I don't know. Maybe 14. I don't know. Certainly not 24. But this is a LPD. Before it was LPD, it was Lawrence Petros design. Which, that name could have been an architect. I don't know. 80s architectural firm. Hey, that's a really cool house. It's a Lawrence Petros design.
This is true.
Oh, there it is. Or possibly a clothing line. Available at like J.C. Penney's. What's up, Brother Aaron? Uncle Will was asking about you earlier. He was asking what's up. So I said, I meant, by the way, did we FaceTime once or twice in the last week? I'm curious about that. So I seem to think
senior citizen mine can't remember.
What's up, Ed DePriest? Good to see you, my friend. Excuse me. Oh, this has all the threads in it. That's one. Just waiting for the screwdriver to pop out and then just jam me right in the palm of my hand. Twice.
I'm waiting for you to drop the screw.
I was right. Yes, I do, actually, Ryan Hall. Don't leave home without it. Let's see. Oh, so one was like all the torque, and the rest are like finger tight.
All right.
But they're like quite fine threads, so they're taking forever to. See, I'm curious to see if it's numbered. So, because if it's like number 1, that means Unbelievable has to not send me 3 EQ pedals and promise me he won't send me. So that means 3 times his life. So I'm going to send it. No, I can't. That's 1. And then a couple years goes by. And he's like, you know what? No, that's 2. All right. Off. Oh, it says to me. It's dated 6/12/19. We got a signature. That's why you open your pedals, right? Yes, now that you can do. I will give you her address.
You keep
She's
this
like,
up.
no.
I'm going to need a pedal board. I said, you keep that up, I'm going to need a pedal board.
I can help you out with that too. Every time Mark's in the garage, he'll find a piece of wood. It's like this long by this wide. He goes, what's this for? I'm like, really? He goes, pedal board? I'm like, yeah, pedal board. Then he pulls out another piece of wood. Like, what's this going to be? I'm like, what do you think? Pedal board? Yeah, pedal board. Like, there's 8 pieces of wood here. I'm like, yeah. Have you seen my place? I could build 8 pedal boards. But yeah, you need to come over here so you can go through all those pedals and say, hey, I want all these. And I'm like, take them. Why won't you go in?
I don't know.
You in a different hole.
Okay, she wants to know where her cotton candy is. I'll be right back.
You do that while I show off the shirt. Now it's Ben putting a backing plate back on. Excellent. Excellent entertainment. That's the word. See, it's so lacking therein. I couldn't even think of the word. That's fine. That's fine. It's Amanda's show, not mine. Not that it's my channel and people unsub and walk away and just block, move on. I get it. Yep. But yes, I mentioned to Amanda that I was going to be selling a bunch of pedals because I don't need them. I just don't. And so I thought, Mazel, I know she's like, hey, at some point I'm going to want to get into pedals. Well, that day will be the day when you come over. At EQ Pedal Depot. Yeah.
I like pedals.
Right. What was it you
I
said to
don't
me?
even know how to use
I
them
think you
yet.
said the other day, you're like, I like pedals. I'm just not quite sure exactly what they do.
Well, no, like I know what certain ones sound like.
Yeah.
Like when you don't really know, like what everybody else knows. I'm just learning from all the stuff I'll talk about.
Sup there,
And then I'll
Marcel.
watch like demos.
This is a shitty ass screwdriver. Oh yeah, it's one of those where half that's not this way, it's and then up because you've just ground that because it's made out of pot metal or something. Dollar store screwdriver, I'm sure. Yeah, that's where I buy my tools. Let's put that there so we don't send it to Unbelievable. Got to find the box for it. Wonder where that is. Don't know. I haven't seen it since I moved. Perfect. Hey, Mark Dillon is here from the Rack. Right, Ryan Hull. I usually do Ryan Hull. I don't usually put out the list publicly. Like I'll say it if you want to see it, I can send it to you, but I'll post it on Patreon or something like that. Give them first dibs, but and then half of them are like, "Hey, didn't I send that to you?" No, I didn't. It's a totally different pedal. So this is my signature pedal, Ryan. He was asking about it during Pete Thorne's show. Focus. You don't want to focus. So that, well, anyways, she's a 4 knobber, and you got your level. No, that's the drive. Level, drive, bass, treble. Yep, level, drive, treble, bass. Right. We did 2 or 3 runs of these. I don't remember. I'm sure a few people in the chat that own one of these, and it's kind of like a Class A amp in a box. Much like a lot of Lawrence's stuff. Different flavor, say from the 55. Oh, way louder for one. It's like you can do clean boost, dirty boost. She boosts. That's what she does. It's great to hit into your edge of breakup amplification situation, perhaps, which is surprising considering I run pedal platform amps. But that wasn't the idea. The idea was you could take this and this is your secret sauce that you plug into basically any amp. And it's going to make you sound like you. Or me. Or you. Or me. Or you. Or me. So question, we got 55 people watching. How many people own one of those? You might be able to find one on the used market, Keith. I've seen a few floating around. Last I saw, there was one for sale in Daytona Beach, Florida, of all places.
Okay, which one should I smoke? Death Tuna or Super Silver Haze? Death Tuna sounds so exciting, though.
Haze. See, Tom owns one. Unbelievable says, I don't own one, maybe 2, but I had to tweak Pete about it. Yes, he did. Unbelievable might own 2 of them. Okay. Sure.
Oh, look now. Now there's like there's like a voting situation.
Apparently the Death Tuna.
2, 3.
Fine. Don't listen to your brother. Oh, it's Scott. Hey, Scott. Like, that's a very direct comment. I was like, wow, that guy knows his stuff. I did not know that. Now I do. What's up, bro?
That's my boyfriend who bought this for me because he's amazing.
He is.
That's fantastic. Okay, so Haze is better right now then. I don't really want to be like, ugh. That's so funny. I was like, oh, wow, that's some pretty interesting, intricate information.
Like, you work in a store? Like, wow. Yeah. There's so many strains out there. I don't know what's what.
That's really citrusy.
Yeah, you were going to do this for a sec. I tell you,
I totally was.
I know you were.
He is a great boyfriend.
He is. He's the best.
He's the best. He's the bestest. He's the best around.
Hey, you can't sing that out loud too often. Rob Johnson will show up. I love you, Rob. But you know it. You know it.
He's the best around. No one's ever
What do you mean we can't walk into our wedding reception to that song?
That's awesome. That's on. See, listen, my family plays Fortnite, and that is it was one of their songs that they play over and over and over. So I had it stuck in my head for a long while.
That was like me with Gran Turismo with Panama. Which resulted in a certain someone hating the song Panama as a result. Because I used to play.
I get that stuck in my head all the time. Panama is very, yeah.
Indeed I am, but weak.
That gets super stuck.
See, it's a little stemmy, but, for the price of $20, it's good. It's good enough.
This is delicious drink.
Keith Campbell agrees with me. He says, I can see that being his theme music. Yep. But it'd be Van Halen doing a cover of that song.
That would be really good.
Actually, it would be. It would have to be, obviously, Sammy would have to do the song.
You're the best around. Yeah, he's like, it had to be really big.
And then a big dive bomb.
Yeah. No one's gonna. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is what it's like hanging out at a family function with us, folks. The kids in the cool corner.
Yeah, we just over here kung fu fighting.
I was just thinking about show up at the family reunion with the band. And Pam comes immediately. She goes, you guys need to do whatever you need to do. Just do it over behind the chicken coop. We're like, coop. You assume that we're going to... She's like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, you're not wrong, but... But then we realized we also didn't have a case of beer. So then she and Jeff, the bass player, went into town to get a case of beer.
Yes.
Which was awesome.
There's Eddie Van Haskell.
What's up, Eddie? And Cushman. Okay, that was weird. I read off 2 names and I look up just time to see it go from 62 watching to 60. I'm like, no, 2 came in, 2 didn't leave. And Loogie Flux.
Boo. Not Loogie Flux. Boo. The 2 people that was awful.
Huh?
I wasn't booing at you. At all. Promise. I need to smoke this.
Why I have a guitar with a Floyd just for those occasions. Exactly. You don't know when you're going to use... I would play more with a Floyd if I could do those dive bomb harmonic things. I can't do those. I don't know how to do them. I might need to take a lesson from... So that's what I say. When I need to take a lesson from somebody, I need to take a lesson from somebody from RJ or Pete Thorne. I'm like, and I just need to pick their brain. Like, I don't need a lesson plan. I'm like, how do you do this? Oh, you mean, yeah, that. How? And then they show you. And all right. How do you do that? How do you do that? Or, I do this. What am I doing here? What exactly am I doing?
What is this? What is happening here?
Yep. Josh Jones. Yep. Still remember the first time I met Joshua Jones was at NAMM, and I was noodling on the Frankie. I'm noodling. I'm playing bad Rolling Stones riffs.
This is what noodling on a Frankie looks like. I was just noodling on Frankie.
So, well, no. Usually they're noodling on Frankies. I'm playing rockabilly or something stupid, and he's just standing there, like clearly like a 22-year-old at the time or 23-year-old. I think like, are you done, old man? Because you're clearly not using it to its potential. So I just looked up, smiled, He smiled.
That's fun. Oh, that sounds like a moment.
Oh, Jacob DeRaps. Yes. Found out more about him in the last week. Didn't not realize fellow Canuck. Apparently fellow Canuck.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, oh, that's right, because I wrapped up practice. I jumped in to Halenville on Wednesday, and then Aaron called. So I didn't get to watch all of Halenville. So I caught a part of it, and I did not catch part where there was reference to Canada.
Oh.
That's right, because that was the night I was like, my rainbow machine isn't rainbowing the way I want it to rainbow. What's up, Dane? Good to see you, my friend.
Ding.
Randy Price says they're easy. I try. I've got a full-blown wiggle stick machine here to try them on, and I don't know.
Ding.
But I can't do something.
Oh.
I like to try.
There's a kitten that needs attending to. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to read that off when Amanda comes back, because that'd be better. Interesting, Johnny. Check that out. Yes, again, happy 4th of July to those celebrating tomorrow. Happy Canada Days who celebrated on Friday. And happy birthday to my sister on Tuesday. Excuse me. Hey, Vandy Hicks. Says, hey, Ben, I'm a bedroom player and I don't own any pedals. That's fine. But I have a Spark, and it's got pedals built into it, I think. It's one of them. Or the Mustang GTX 100, which sounds like a car, but it's actually an amplifier. I don't know about authenticity, but there's so many sounds played with. Well, yeah, I find with those, I just end up just going through the presets over and over. That's what I do, and that's why I stay away from them. It's too much choice for me. But exactly, for a shit ton of us, they're great. Anyways, now that you're back, Mark Dillon has a case of beer for him when he gets off duty, because Wednesday night he's hitting the big 50.
Ooh. What kind of beer? Happy birthday.
Oh, see, he's a Newfoundlander. That could be anything. 50? 5-0?
I like Black Horse. Black Horse beer is good.
Molson Golden?
Black Horse beer you can only get on the Rock.
Or does he
And
drink?
I liked it.
Keith's? Moosehead? I don't know. A local beverage, a regional beverage, a national beverage, an international beverage. I'm curious.
I don't know. It is a nice mug.
Oh, hardcore. A case of Guinness.
What?
That's because Mark Dillon's a real man. I'm just saying. Hey, Mark Taft.
Mark, thanks.
Mark, I assume you on for Tuesday get together? Yada, yada, yada. The regular, It's pretty much a standing thing. We get together on Tuesdays. It's Tuesdays with Mark. Now on the Ben Coombs YouTube channel, Tuesdays with Mark.
I am Mark. That's funny.
It says yes, Ben, with a thumbs up. All right.
Right on.
I'll do the time sometime between now and Tuesday. But, it's usually like 11:30 in the morning we get together. Got a few errands to run on over there.
Errands?
Yeah. Oh, isn't that nice? Dane says Phil sold him a little over $4,000 worth of guitars today, which it means because Phil being the guy is, they're not $4,000 worth of guitars. They're worth more than that. You got to leave a little something there for Dane, because that's how retail works. And as a former retailer himself, he understands. So he wholesales them out I get it. That's cool. I bet you there's some nice stuff there. And Unbelievable just read that message. He's going to be heading over to your store. I assume you're closed tomorrow, 4th and all. So Amanda's birthday. Unbelievable will be showing up going, hey, a fella heard you got some guitars in. So, and then right below him, he says, so Ben, I restrung 2 Strats, 3 Les Pauls, and 2 Framus Pantheras today. Am I insane? Yes, because now all your strings are going to die at the same time again. You got to rotate them. That's what I do. Hey, Lucky Sevens. What's up, my friend? Bozique's headed out. Lucky Sevens, you can take Bozique's spot. That's how that works.
Yeah.
What did I do? Mark Dillon likes Keith's as well. I used to drink Black Horse years ago. There you go.
Lucky 7 is my favorite Chris Squire song.
Now, I believe at least one of those one of those German guitars, it was once owned by Phil McKnight. That Unbelievable now owns. Michael Krause.
Nice to see you again. Thank you.
He was cracking me up in a chat the other day. I don't remember where. May have been today. Could have been yesterday. Day before, perhaps.
Tony's, Phil's.
He's good for a few one-liners every once in a while. I'm just saying. AI Gaming says, I have a ticket to see the Black Crowes at the Budweiser stage on Wednesday, but I have a triple hernia. Ooh, gonna have to sell the ticket. Lawn. Lawn's nice if you can stretch out on the lawn. You know what I mean? Like if you can bring a blanket and sit down, type.
Oh, I love lawn seating. Yes.
Yeah.
That means like recline situation.
Exactly.
You can like move around.
Exactly.
You might stand up, you might not.
You could either be standing and watching a concert or laying down and more or less watching a concert.
Yeah.
Or more or less watching adjacent. Because you really look at the back of the crowd. But you don't care. Because you could be like laying there on the ground, looking up at the sky, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm good with lawn. Hook me up with some lawn.
Called it.
Yep. Don't slip on your drool.
The Frankenberry. Right. So, yes.
So that sounds like quite a
I've never been to a concert at the Budweiser stage. I've looked at the Budweiser stage. I've walked by the Budweiser stage. And I've done that whether it's been called the Budweiser stage or whatever it was called before that or before that.
I've not.
It's basically right off the entrance to Ontario Place, right?
Right.
Well, I'm saying it to confirm with you because Pete used to have his boat tied up right across from it too.
Was that exhibition place?
No.
Different.
No.
I don't. Yes, Ben. I don't know. I haven't been there.
No, it's further off. I don't know if have you ever been to Ontario Place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't remember that.
Well, that's the thing.
Last
because
time I went, I was with ex-in-laws. So
well, it's like you show up at a parking lot, okay, and there's a marina right there off you next to the parking lot. You walk over a bridge next to the marina. The first thing is the Budweiser stage there, but then you just keep walking, and that's the Ontario Place. Yeah, it's actually a smart idea because it's right there, so it doesn't affect traffic really in the route of. Not that Ontario Place is even open anymore. And
no, but they're going to do something there.
What's Ontario Place?
Awesome.
It was cool.
They're thinking of maybe bringing it back. We'll see.
He's like, there's bars everywhere. Don't have to wait long for a beer in the lawn section. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Zach Thon met Taylor over at Ardens yesterday. He's a good guy. Knows his stuff. He's a good luthier. The Key in Bala. I've been
to the Key to Bala. Yeah, let's
who probably you would show up there at some point, right? And you're like, what's going on? I was like, oh, Daniel Lanois playing. You're like, what?
Yeah.
He's playing his new Juno-nominated hit. That joke carries over from last night's show.
Mom and I drove past there once, and Lee Aaron was playing. And I was like, "Ooh, those bros."
That would be like the one rock show for the season, right?
Yeah. Well, they like Sloan would play there. Like that's like now considered the place to play.
Oh, yeah. But for the longest time, it was similar to
It's just a little place.
most municipalities that have a concert season at the amphitheater. There's like one, maybe two bands out of 10 you actually want to see. And other nights, it's like, oh, it's the Citizen Band. You're like, I don't want to hear marching band music. I'm not, but it's all kinds of different things. That's why we would go to Peterborough and we'd see Chilliwack. The rest of their concert season pretty much sucked. Or I went up to see Mother play there. Same deal.
That's so funny. The Trent Citizens Band. I'd still listen to that.
I'm still in the air on the Black Crowes at this point. What's up, Milt?
Why?
Well, they call it the Black Crowes, but really it's just Rich and Chris Robinson and then a bunch of hired guns. They didn't reform the band.
Right.
Yet.
That's a debate. Do you get, at what point do you have to change a band's name?
I think they should be just touring as the Brothers Robinson.
Right.
You know. You can still play the catalog, obviously. You wrote it, but, yeah. And it's funny, well, it's because, that was the joke I said to you the other day was, really with any band, you only really need the singer and guitar player. Unless it's a notable band where they're noted for their drumming and or bass playing, which, let's be honest, we can count those bands, on a hand or two, compared to hundreds of bands.
Or are we just coming to a point where it's just going to be, this is the group of people that are legally allowed to play this?
Well, now you're talking Gene Simmons' long-term plan, right? Because that's what's going to happen with KISS.
Like, all the members will be replaced.
I think KISS will officially be the first where there'll be no original members.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're called trios. Those are the ones that actually have the talented musicians because there's only 3 of them. Right. We know that.
It'll be like Harlem Globetrotters situation.
True. Oh, fuck. I forgot to fill this before the show. Dang it.
I feel like that's the way it'll end up being, because you can't just go off and start necessarily.
Well, you think original members, the Stones, it's only Mick and Keith at this point.
Right. That's true.
Oh yeah, well, you can't have one without the other, Mark. If you get the Citizen Band, you're gonna have the cloggers out front on the crappy plywood stage, quote unquote.
And the Wilkinsons.
Oh yeah. Well, they're playing at 2 in the afternoon.
Some sort of family where one of the children plays the fiddle.
I don't know if it's sad or funny that the fact that this year's Canada Day in Trenton, so Richie and Andrea's band were playing during the day on a side stage. I saw a photo, which was cool. But the 2 headliners of the night was Sleazer and the Phimisters. And I was like, I know all those guys. Where I'm at that point. Like, I've become dad in that respect. I could go wandering down there, strutting in like Gary Woodcock. Which everybody else are like, who? But see, I said that just for you. I have one.
How big my hair looks right here. That's crazy.
I have a NASCAR belt buckle I wear. With the quote on it. The BS stops when the green flag drops.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's how I've kind of carved up the back of a few Lester Pulfus-shaped objects over the years. The belt buckle used to have checkered flags. They've kind of worn off.
Thanks, Mel.
That's right. Mick Taylor before Ronnie Wood. And before that, there's Brian Jones. But wasn't there like Mick Jones as well? Wasn't there a Mick Jones and a Mick Taylor?
How late are we going?
I don't know. Want to go till the top of the hour? It's up to you. It's your birthday show.
Should I pour a drink or no?
It's your show. You go as long as you want. Do you want to? I have no place to be. That's what I'm saying. They don't. It's a holiday for all Americans, and
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. I just need to know whether I'm going to pour a drink or not.
Well, that's purely up to you. Yeah, I can keep going. I'm good. I'm going to have to go grab some vape juice at one point. No, I got a little. I managed to squeeze a bit out of that bottle, so I'm good.
All right, well, I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Well, you do that. Yeah, we'll figure out the lineage of the Rolling Stones, which is, like, say, 2 out of... Well, then again, the Stones, were originally, a 5-piece, but as soon as they had any form of money, they were already adding, like, Bobby Keys on sax every tour, and singers and, others. Infrastructure, which I don't mind, adds to the show and the sound, and gotta love them for doing it. So Mick Taylor replaced Brian Jones from Wood, right? Daryl Jones replaced Bill Wyman in like 95, right? But still not the first person that's been playing with him forever and a day, but it's not a member of the band. Right. They saw a financial thing there, folks. I think. Hit Metal Works is not a Stones guy. We can still be friends though, right? Because, just saying. Exactly, Keith. Daryl B. The Black Rose back in the day with Luther Dixon on slide. That was good stuff. Twas. And there, I can never remember his name. Keyboard player. He's Canadian. He became a member of the band. A 6th member, if you will. BC Rich likes Charlie Watts. It's fine. He'll tell you it was his band anyways. What else we have happening? 57 people watching. Van 6. Love it. Exactly. Lawrence Cash from Alaska. What's up?
Hello. I may have had a little stuff too. I almost poured that in my can.
Easy. No, it's like don't spill it. Not how much. Just don't spill it. You're probably going to end up wearing it at some point.
It's clear. I'm safe.
Ian Guitar Shack is back. He did a quick live stream with his new Schecter guitar. Well, there you are.
This time we're having pineapple and passion fruit.
Oh,
aha.
There we are.
Because I don't need the extra sugar. Look how big my hand looks.
Well, it's because, so is my... Ooh.
I've never had my hand look large. Well, that's delicious.
We were just talking Rolling Stones while you were gone.
So I was listening.
Oh, okay.
And funny thing is that when I saw the Rolling Stones...
You did. I did not.
And I said, when I did, I feel badly that I really didn't care. I'm not a huge Stones fan.
Right.
But it was more of, like, there's certain bands that I don't need to see. Like, I don't need to visually see them. Like, I don't care to watch what they're doing. And from where I was sitting, I would have just been looking at the stage and it would have just been a lot of Mick, dancing around. And so I'm thinking, and it was like traffic situation, So I was like, we left after AC/DC because I wanted to see AC/DC. There is performance situation happening there. So I wanted to see AC/DC. And then people were kind of coming in more. Most people came for AC/DC. That was the craziest part. I've never seen so many people
They've
show
always
up.
had huge crowds in Toronto. Huge crowd.
But I've never seen so many different, like there was no demographic. Like when they hit the stage, there were 4 Indian women in like saris, like giving her. And I'm like, what? Like, and they were old. They were like probably 60, but like full on. And I'm like, what? Like very traditional. And I was so like, and so for me I think I was 23 at the time. That was a big eye opener. I'm like, this is a very universal band. I did not realize how universal AC/DC was until that performance. And the Stones, I think I expected that, but I didn't expect that from AC/DC necessarily. I think I may
really
have.
AC/DC was only 8 years behind the Stones, give or take.
But it's fairly heavy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you see like a 65-year-old woman really into rap.
Right.
Like it's weird.
Yeah. Milt says Black Crows are playing the Casino on Tuesday. So apparently they're playing the Casino on Tuesday, the Budweiser stage on Wednesday. Tickets available for both events through Ticketmaster.ca.
When are they hitting Rama?
I was wondering if they're playing Detroit the night before on Monday.
Yeah. Somewhere good on Monday, for sure. On the coast side. Detroit would make sense.
Yeah, because you would think they got to be playing on the 4th somewhere. Like, that's a busy schedule.
Sure.
That's 3 nights in a row. Dang. Maybe they aren't playing the 4th. Who knows? Someone look that up.
Yeah.
What is the tour schedule?
Gimme Shelter is the worst song to sing on Rock Band. Because you have to sing.
Saw AC/DC on the Back in Black tour with Def Leppard and Billy Squier. Oh, that'd be a strong show.
Like Billy Squier. Sam's like totally giving her to loving every minute of it. No, that's not his thing. Loverboy sings that.
Yeah.
It was Stroke. Blech. I don't like
Alice Cooper and Skid Row coming up too. Nice. Alice always puts on a good show. He's in Spain right now.
What band would you want to see right now? If you had the chance to see like a band
that are still playing?
Yep. No. Yes. Still playing.
All right. You know, the way Charles was talking about that stadium tour, I would probably dig that, like, especially because it's outdoor, summertime. You know, like, that just doesn't happen anymore. Yep. You know, the big outdoor, almost festival show. And, you know, like, Motley Crue had always been on my bucket list because Tommy Lee's drumming and Mick's playing. I just love those two guys. And Def Leppard, bucket list. You know, although I'm hearing they're playing a lot of the new stuff, Amanda. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Like, not even from Charles. It was like they're playing it because they just released yet another new single. Like, they're still releasing new material. I'm like, nobody cares. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe there is this huge contingent of, I assume, women about your age, you know, that got hooked with whatever those 90s fucking crap was, the same as Aerosmith doing that same crap at the same time, that same market. And, you know, there's a segment of women out there that are like, honey, I got this tickets to a show. And he's just like, oh, yeah, who? It was like Def Leppard. He's like, oh, fuck, that ain't too bad.
I feel that there is a certain genre of rock that it's going to turn into a Jimmy Buffett situation.
Well, it kind of is already. Like, especially since more are doing the Vegas residencies and stuff like that. But Jimmy Buffett wasn't really resident. He just plays everywhere. And he's got it. Bonamassa is going to be the next Jimmy Buffett. Because Bonamassa has been doing, like, Jimmy Buffett doing his own thing forever and a day. But other bands I'd like to see. I would enjoy the Black Crowes, even though it's not the Black Crowes.
Okay, so different version. If any band, so that means that they would reform.
Right.
and go on tour, and you could
Right.
see that band perform.
All right, assuming we can revive the dead, because that's the leading problem to seeing most bands. Although I would like to see the Stones. I won't pay to see the Stones because they're fucking expensive. They've always been the top price ticket. Like, I thought the Stones were an expensive ticket in the 80s and 90s. And then, and then
you can't revive the dead. You can only reform the band if they're alive.
All right. And they reform it with the right people.
And not like some sort of enough members to recognize said band.
Yeah. I was thinking, I just went with my gut reaction. It's a coin toss between Led Zeppelin and Van Halen.
Yeah.
I think I would enjoy both shows.
I would want to see Triumph.
Triumph, good. Yeah.
Possibly, I'd like to see Rush.
Mm-hmm.
If I could bring back.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would see Van Halen with Sammy.
Well, if it's an ideal world, why don't we do the double boat with Sammy and Dave and they can both sing?
Yeah. Ooh, make the amazing.
Yeah, like the ultimate Van Halen show.
Okay.
Wolfgang can open with his band, so he doesn't have to play bass with Van Halen. We can let Mikey do that job. Original lineup of Kiss would have been nice. Like back in the day Kiss. Like I would like to see them when they were rocking. Like,
yep, that goes on my list.
Like 1977 Kiss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, like the good stuff.
Yeah, like right before they were still starving a little. So Gene's like, "Come on, guys, we really have to knock it out of the park tonight. Come on, guys, we really have to knock it out of the park tonight." Like, okay. Pink Floyd, because I saw a Pink Floyd tribute act and that was a wicked show. So I would say Pink Floyd.
Yes. Plus, you know what?
You can sit down. They're not a real standy uppy type crowd. They're a more sit down and relax type crowd. Enjoy the show.
That's something that I would have liked to experience, is to see Pink Floyd, in the day.
Intact, too.
Yeah, intact, the whole big show. Like, I want to see that.
Yeah.
I would totally. And it's funny because my ex-husband was a huge Pink Floyd fan, but he liked the stuff I didn't really care for. And then I've since discovered more of what I like.
Just curious. Guitar Man 45 says he saw Kiss in '76 Destroyer Tour, Cobo Hall, Detroit. Now, was that for the Alive album or was the Alive album previous tour?
Bye, Cushman. Thank you.
That's what I'd like to know. See you, Cushman. I want to know, because is Guitar Man 45? That's him. That could be him. I don't know. That's why I'm asking, because this could be breaking news. Guitar Man 45 was at the. You think that would have come up in conversation over the years, but then again,
but you know what? People just surprise me.
Yeah, like I love like Charles Green. So when I was at the US Festival, yeah, you were there, and he worked it. The crazy thing, he worked it, so he was hydrated enough to be aware of what was going on.
Some people surprise me.
Live show. Thank you, Keith.
And then some people, I expect it, but it's like BB Ninja does not surprise me. Oh. It's just funny. Yeah, he couldn't make it tonight, and he did send me a really nice message that I was pretty good at translating, but he's busy with someone very famous.
Oh, well.
That I won't mention, but he told me, and I'm like, of course you are. All right.
Nothing.
Thank you for sending me a message.
Hey, JB2. Used to see Blue Oyster Cult and Twisted Sister as local bar bands back on Long Island. Great shows.
That would have been great. Nice to see you here.
Hey, Lenny Lou.
Lenny Lou.
I've
been talking to.
It's funny because hanging out in RJ's chat, I wasn't a big Blue Oyster Cult fan. Like, I knew the hits, right?
Yeah, I was
I didn't realize they formed in Watertown, like right over the border. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I only know the hits.
Yeah. Which
I should
explains why he
really
still has
listen
a
to
cottage
more.
in Alex Bay. He lives in New York City and then has a cottage in Alex Bay.
What
It might be a
genre?
bit of a drive because it's not that far to Alex Bay, but it's still a good drive to New York City. It's like the better
Which
part of
genre
8 hours.
do you put that into? Which genre is Blue Oyster Cult?
That's a good. Well, you can't say classic rock.
Like, what other bands would you stick that with? Like a Steely Dan situation?
I was thinking, maybe in a bit with Yes, but not as proggy because it's not as heavy either, or like I always thought they were a British band. They remind me
Kind of
of,
proggy, right?
like Moody Blues, but
They're proggy. They're proggy
yeah,
pop proggy.
yeah. I don't know.
All
Hey,
right.
Gary, good to see Gary in here.
Scary. There's lots of fun people here.
AI Gaming says, wasn't Nazareth kind of local? Well, I think they're originally from Scotland, but then they relocated to Kitchener. So
Yeah. So yes and no.
yeah, kind of. Sort of like
So,
Paul Rogers is technically a Canadian now, but not really. Jay and
Hi,
Julie
Jay.
Ray Hawkins.
Listen, I discovered something interesting,
Do
which
tell.
I knew but didn't know. So I was listening to Gowan,
Mm-hmm.
and I was
Larry
listening to
or Lawrence.
well, I was listening. The song I was listening to was Gowan.
Oh, so he was just Gowan at that point.
Yeah, I was listening to Moonlight Desires. Great song.
Great song.
And John Anderson of Yes is on that song.
Oh.
So and I knew it was him, and I remember seeing him in the video. That was actually my first introduction to John Anderson was through that song. And so then I realized that was who was singing "Own Over Lonely Heart," which obviously was a big hit. So then I Wikipedia'd and whatnot, did the Googles. And interesting story was Gowan was recording that song in a studio, and John happened to be walking past and heard it and kind of went, "Hey, I have a melody that would go really good with that." And if John Anderson walks into your studio and says, "I have a melody," you're like, "Oh, do tell." Put your pixie dust on this. So then he had this accompanying melody that went with it, and then they recorded it.
Nice.
And then he just left.
Little flyby.
So he listened, like, I was just picturing like what happened when he like went to do the video for it, and he's like, "Hey, remember me, that dude from the studio? Could you come back and be in my video?"
Because the first single blew up, so I'm kind of a thing now. He's like, "Really? Oh, cool. I guess." Fun fact: similar thing probably would have happened with Glass Tiger and Bryan Adams.
So then I wonder, though, did they go to wherever Yes was at that time? Because
were they at like a sunset,
like Grand Canyon or something? It looks like it's at the Grand Canyon, or like in Mexico, like the Mayan ruin.
That, right? As Canadians, it's like, hey, where can we film that doesn't look anything like Canada? Because then it'll look impressive to our fellow Canadians. Ooh, they went all the way to Arizona. Wow.
You don't have this colored sand here. Look how we're somewhere different.
Or you do it on the cheap and pass it off as the Caribbean, like Honeymoon Suite did with Wave Babies, when they're really just at sandbanks. So,
we see that provincial sign. That's so funny. Locations of music videos. That's a good one. Imagine the people decorating the Lick It Up video.
No, I'm just thinking, like, automatically budget any Phil Collins or Genesis video, because I got to have the Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, the Hollywood sign, New York City. Is like every video, it's like he's traveling around the world, or it's to mimic I'm like, so do you just shoot like a bunch of B-roll and then lip sync to the entire album, hoping whatever's going to be a single, we can patch all this 16 millimeter film together? Well, you do your Charlie Chaplin-esque Phil Collins, hey, I'm a lovable guy, 80s guy, which is cool. Man,
Is either that or like Total Studio.
Yeah. with like black background or minimalism. All right, so yeah, some director that's smoking a 110 cigarette, possibly wearing a beret. So your last video, you showed 5 of the 7 world wonders. This one, you will be sitting on a stool holding a plum.
Well, that's funny because Billy, don't you lose the number? That's what that whole video is about. It's about him sitting down with the director, and he goes through all these different movie themes.
Exactly.
I know that because I have downloaded illegally the version of the song that's the video, so I have to listen to
the conversation because you're too lazy to edit it at any point.
So they stop and talk throughout the video.
Well, when you're on that level of fame, it's like, yeah, I'm flying into LA to interview directors for our latest video. You know, like, okay, you know, I'm going to be reading some treatments. You know, he's eating avocado before anybody even in Canada had heard of avocado. Oh, it's in guacamole. Oh, is that what that is? Oh, it's an avocado. It's in guacamole. Oh, yeah, is that what that is? Oh, okay. You got Tim Hortons around here? Like, you know. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yes, Honeymoon Suite did have some success in the States. Movies still doing that. I watched a podcast interview with Derry, and he was talking about that. That's his main gig because they're at that point in life where they do fly-in dates only. So they're only playing on weekends, wherever. And then the rest during the week, he's either trying to write or trying to license their music wherever possible. Video games, movies, TV. Why not? And it's funny now because it's become full circle in the fact that, you're like, we want to use New Girl now because we're doing a flashback and there's some like suntan lotion commercial and we got to use that because that, and they'll just make it super cheesy, Baywatchy looking, whatever. Hey, why not? It's a living, that's for sure. I think they used Honeymoon Suite song in one of the Transformers movies. That fucking paid.
Really?
Yeah.
What song?
I don't know. I just remember they recorded, like, the Big Prize, they recorded in Florida in a studio. Because I was watching an interview, because down the hall, the Beach Boys were recording an album. Which probably was the Kokomo shit that came out. They were probably doing that.
Shit.
It was.
That's the best way to distract a woman.
What? Kokomo?
She'll immediately be distracted. Honest to God.
Good, bad, or otherwise.
You know what? There's a little tip for you dudes. You want to switch? You're like, how am I going to get out of this mess? You need to have a Kokomo button.
Handy on your phone at all time, gentlemen. And your volume up on the phone.
I'm just saying. Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. She can't help it. She'll get lost in it. She can't help it. She's going to hear John Stamos on the bongos, and she's off. I'm not joking about it. I'm just saying. You put that song on, it's like they get it in a trance. Yep.
Zach Thong watched Aaron Smith play in the parking lot at Long and McQuaid for 5 years straight for Customer Appreciation Day. He would do that. Yeah, he's a fixture in the Oshawa music scene, that's for sure. You're like,
if you lip sync to the song, you'll get
played drums with Harem Scarum, and he also sang with Jakey Lee's, or sings with Jakey Lee's Red Dragon Cartel.
Really?
But, again, because Canadian music doesn't pay, he also does an open mic / one-man show at the Kelsey's on Wednesday nights. So there's that. That is either the Canadian music scene didn't pay, or he had a really good time in the 80s when Harem Scarum was big.
Both.
Well, yeah. He was the drummer, so yeah. Great guy. He had a great time. Drank it all.
Yeah.
Drink it all! Where'd the millions go? Drink it all!
It's a lot of pressure to be a drummer because drummers are considered the crazy ones, you know?
Yeah.
So
you have to keep perfect time. Guitar players can play a little sloppy and it's okay. Drummers can't. Drummer plays a little sloppy, fucks up everything.
The whole thing's screwed up. Awful. It's true. See, that's great advice. I'm telling you, there are certain trigger songs. Pay attention to what makes women go, "Woo!" That's one of them. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if that doesn't do it, Zombie. Always gets a reaction, good, bad, or otherwise. It's either totally your jam or totally not your jam.
Girls like that Born on Blonde song, that What's Going On song.
Yep.
That's not, no, that Bitch by Meredith, what's her face?
Okay, so you're describing my set list from one band. I did them all. Played them all.
Songs.
Yep.
Total chick songs.
Yep.
You say I only hear what I want to. Yep. Makes chicks go crazy. But definitely Kokomo, they will melt. Don't put on Wilson Phillips, though. Then she'll get all feisty and like independent.
Yeah, that's going to light a fire into them.
Yeah, don't do that. No, yeah, nothing like uplifting. You want mellow.
Yeah.
Pina Colada song. You know, put on some Orleans. Dance with me. Dance with me. I want to be your partner. That's a good one too.
Oh,
but
Keith, Keith knows. He watched last night's trivia, so that'll tell him right there. You know, like when I don't care for an artist, I just dismiss them. And there was like 8 of them. They were all female. They were all angry at somebody, and they all had pianos mostly, and a few had guitars, and it all just blended together. And most of them were Canadian, which was awesome because it put us on the map. But like, I think like one of the first years of Lilith Fair, 3/4 of the lineup was Canadian. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, wow, we have a lot of angry women. Maybe we should look at ourselves, Canadian men.
They weren't angry women. See, that's what gets women feisty, is when men make comments like that. They weren't angry women.
I saw a lot of anger.
Then maybe you need to work on you.
Maybe call it emotion. I heard anger.
No. Sarah McLachlan's not angry. She's like the opposite of angry.
No, she'll just make you want to cry. Like,
yeah.
No, don't sing about that. Just don't. Just don't. Stop. Be more Jan Arden. Jan's a little more uplifting.
Fiona Apple. Ooh, she's tricky.
I must be sure I bring out the anger in women. Well, you know, you're around me long enough. It happens.
Indigo Girls are not angry.
Speaking of which, did you see who at Rockfest this year? Isn't it like TLC's performing or something like that?
No, I wish I could go.
I was like, what? Like, first of all, I was like, I guess good score, because you know, there's some people in that band. I don't know. Do you call them a band?
Yeah.
Singing group?
Yeah, they're a vocal group.
Vocal group.
They're not a band.
Which was weird, because when I think vocal group, I think like the Temptation, like they can do a cappella if they wanted to. They could, but you know, like the full like hanging on the street corner, you know, like doo-wop. You know, that's what I think.
I have been a fan of TLC since they first came out when I was much younger.
Right.
When they had condoms attached to themselves. They were trying to bring awareness of AIDS, HIV situation, but they were very young. They were very, very Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or not Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but very Will Smith back in the day.
Just look at Color Me Bad. Mm-hmm.
And they could sing, and that's the whole thing. They were
a little bit Will Smith, a little bit Parker Lewis all thrown in. It's a lot of oversized clothing.
They weren't there specifically for like dance routines. Like they were there to sing, and that's what they did. They were clearly a Motown style act.
Yeah.
They were friends, but their music is good. It was well written and it was produced really well. But they would put on a good show. I'd watch it. I'd definitely go if I could. I just don't think I'm able to.
Yeah.
But I would go 100%. It's a good time. That freaking lead singer, she got some range. They both have range.
Was because then they do solo stuff as well.
Yeah, well, T-Boz, the lead singer, got sick. She's got like Crohn's disease or some situation like that, like or MS. She's sick. And then Left Eye died. And then Chili she looks the same. That girl is a gorgeous. She has kept it up. She dated someone famous for a long time. They had money. They invested okay.
When you say dated someone famous, it was funny. I was watching I'm trying to think, Kenny Wayne Shepherd interview recently. Because I was like, yeah, what? Let's catch up with Kenny Wayne, because I knew him as Kid Phenom, and then whatever, and I know he's doing this thing, but I don't really pay attention to the blues scene a whole lot. And so he's talking about hanging out with his family a lot in between shows, because he does a lot of flying gigs these days as well. I'm like, wow, I feel old when I remember you as the kid on the block, and now you're doing flying dates. Woo, okay. And he's talking about his wife, and he's on this new nutrition thing because they have a nutritionist out of Australia. I'm like, you have a nutritionist out of Australia? Like, who's your wife, right? Like, you sound like you're not still with your high school sweetheart. Like, did you marry someone famous? And he's like, and yeah, my father-in-law went with this nutritionist when he had to lose some weight for a role. I'm like, who are you? He's married to Mel Gibson's daughter. I'm like, holy crap! On a crack. I'm like, oh, okay, but he's just like you and I talk. The brother-in-law, or my father-in-law had to lose some weight for work, type thing. You're like, okay, and like, who, what? It's really, they got like 7 kids, and it's great.
That guy is an like, I remember when he came on the scene, because Much Music was plugging his video. And I wasn't really
massive. Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Johnny Lang, Joe Bonamassa, Derek Trucks.
He was available to me within, like, he made it to the point that he was on Much Music in the pop.
Mm-hmm.
Like Stevie Ray Vaughan's last song, I remember he released a song that was on Much Music once upon a time. But I remember when he came out, and I remember thinking, like, because he's an attractive kid. And I don't know whether they didn't market him. How, like, some people get famous. It's like famous or not famous.
Well, the problem, he got kind of famous, but he played blues. And blues is hard to market to youth.
Yeah.
And then he had Black and Blue, which was a huge song.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his, big hit per se.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even like his initial song, I don't think.
No.
It seems to me. But
it's like, how come there's like the level that you need to get to be household name? This falls under famous, not famous. Like, unless I didn't know, and there's a lot of people who have no idea who Joe Bonamassa is. Like, no idea. The first time I saw Joe Bonamassa was probably 15 years ago. I remember I was in Niagara Falls with my ex-husband, and we turned on the TV, and PBS was on, and there was Joe on PBS on some special of him playing somewhere, and I was like, how come there's this many people watching this dude play guitar, and we have no idea who he is? And then fast forward, you guys, I watch YouTube.
Black on Blue, Blue on Black. I can't remember. Michael Gross, thanks.
So then I see all y'all talking, and then, I see the picture, and I'm like, that's the guy that I saw on, but it's like, I didn't know who he was. So if you want to talk famous, not famous, not everybody knows who he is.
No.
And it's
definitely
weird.
Because, again, blues, unless you are a guitar player or a guitar player adjacent, blues is a very niche genre, so it's like, these guys can make a career of playing all the blues fests around everywhere, because there's a blues fest everywhere, right? So you get to play, you do the festival circuit,
right?
The blues fests and the theater gigs and stuff, because the Empire will have you come in and stuff like that. And it's enough to make a living. You're not getting Rockstar Maserati money, but you would just hope to have that crossover song that makes it into pop radio play, like similar, like Harry Connick Jr. Same thing. You get some crossover success, and it gives you enough to maintain a career, but like famous, not famous, kind of, because he had some big hits for a while, but he's more known now for
Harry Connick Jr.'s famous
for airports.
He's more known as an actor.
Or an actor.
/ he's more of an entertainer in general now.
Mm-hmm.
He had his own TV show.
There you go.
So it's like, if there is such a market,
Joe's band is an all-star band. Well, I will agree to that. That's true. All of his bands are all-star bands.
So
yeah, several.
Question is,
yeah,
if there's so many festivals and whatnot, right, why is it not where, like, it's just because it's not being pushed by the big machine?
Because they're independent of the big machine. They're not Live Nation, for one thing. Because think about it. It's your Belleville waterfront festivals. It's your, most of these blues fests tie into, whether it be a county fair, waterfront festival, some type of summer festival event, they generally tie into. And you just get on that circuit. And once you get on that circuit, it's pretty good income. And then, you hope, okay, you do that through the summer. And then in the fall, you try to get something into the UK where it's going to be clubs to start with. And then you hope to be able to do the theater circuit. It's weird. Blues, it's similar, almost like comedians in that. You're not looking to do arenas. You're just looking to get a good room, a good sized theater room,
Interesting. So it's funny how if you're a blues, jazz, something like that.
Jazz. I couldn't tell you a famous jazz musician.
I feel like your goal is to be legendary, whereas pop and stuff is to get awards and notoriety. I know jazz musicians.
Cash in and out. Always has been.
I like me some jazz.
Hey, Lauren. El Scott Music in the house.
Hi. Thank you.
No kidding. Johnny Heartbreaker says, found a signed copy of Black County Communion from a sign for everyone in the band. Local CD store for $5. That's a great band. That's like Jason Bonham, Glenn Hughes, Joe Bonamassa, maybe somebody else I may or may not know. That's a good band.
Enjoyable. It's true.
But yeah, no, that's the thing with blues players. You hope for some crossover success.
Right.
Or you got to be like phenomenal to break through. Because you think even like, just off the top of my head, I was like, quick thought, 80s blues players. I'm like, Stevie Ray Vaughan. And?
Yep.
And he was a generational player who spawned the Stevie clones, as they say. And that's where too many people got unfairly typecast that. Because you had a bunch of young guys coming up that were obviously influenced by Stevie in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
Playing strats. And then that got marketed as such, but you can only take that so far. And you hope the fans embrace it, but you get a little bit of that Greta Van Fleet pushback.
Yes.
Sort of the same thing.
Okay, here's another question.
Jeff Healy.
Yes. Good questions.
Yes.
No, I forgot what my question was. Oh, I know. So I'm going to use Avril Lavigne as an example. Avril Lavigne was a country singer who sang Shania Twain music and was discovered on stage in Ottawa singing Shania Twain, and then was molded and spat out as what we discovered.
Right. Yes. Absolute Mayhem their families are very intertwined.
Yes.
Yeah, like her parents and his parents are friends. That's what it is. Because when she was recording that first album in New York, he was saying like she couldn't be unsupervised due to age, and because her parents are just regular family in Napanee, they could only take off so much work. So both of Mayhem's parents went down and basically just lived with her for a couple of weeks while they were doing that. So yeah, that was the machine very much.
So my question is, are there any famous rock bands that started off one way and got turned into something else?
I would say if you listen to Sugar Ray and you heard Fly and then you hear the rest of the album, you're like, that is nothing like Fly.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Extreme was more metal than rock even, and their initial stuff.
Yeah, but their album is not the same. That's different. I mean, started off, was discovered as this kind of artist, and then was given to the public as this kind of artist.
I'm trying to think.
I feel
there was some stuff. John Mayer.
Was Bon Jovi always a rock band?
You know what? A bit in a way. John Mayer, a bit. Yeah. Not totally, but Pantera. Yeah, because they were glam rock. They couldn't survive. They didn't make it as a glam band, and they released like 3 or 4 independent albums.
Okay.
And then they reinvented themselves with a new singer, Phil. Faith No More, similar, but very short time period. Same thing.
Was Bon Jovi always a rock band?
I believe so. I will get Mark. Good one. Hootie and the Blowfish, and then Darius Rucker doing a completely 180 and doing a country career as a solo artist.
Yeah, but Hootie and the Blowfish was kind of southern pop.
Rainbow Bum Monkeys. They became Finger 11.
Yeah, same genre though, so not really.
They were much more punky originally.
It could have done Circles, and it was mainstream. It was on
Chris Gaines.
We just read that at the same time. It's funny.
Touche. Hey, Mark Izak.
Hi, Mark Izak.
Let me think. I was thinking, a couple. It's weird because there's certain bands, like in the 60s, for instance, like you have the Small Faces that were very much pop. But then by the end of it, when they were the Faces, and you got Ronnie Wood and Rod Stewart in the band, that was a much different band.
I didn't know Ronnie Wood was in that band.
Yeah. Yeah, he took over after... what's his name? Folks,
like it hurts you to remember.
Oh, I left the Small Faces to form Humble Pie. I want to say Steve Marriott, but it's not Steve Marriott.
I am not going to provide you the answer to this query.
So, people in the chat, they know.
Yeah. Listen, chatters.
Ronnie Lane stayed in the band.
Facts.
As bass player. They brought in Ronnie Wood. Not Frampton. The other guy, BC Rich. Frampton, the other guy in Humble Pie. You dick.
Keith,
you are, Keith. You are. And Keith knows all answers. Oh. Leave me hanging, folks. Thank you. I'm not Googling it.
Keith is a tank and full of knowledge.
Steve. Yeah, first name Steve. Was it Steve Marriott or Steve?
5 seconds of summer. Awful.
That's Newfoundland. 5 seconds of summer.
Hey, somebody I know discovered Alan Cross today or recently. Yeah. And
how about Neil Young?
What about Neil Young?
Reinvented himself. Folky, Buffalo Springfield, the whole Crazy Horse thing. Or is that just
I don't mean reinvent though, but I mean because Avril Lavigne wasn't a famous country singer.
Yeah, before they
went in one way and turned out another.
Right. It was Steve Marriott. Yes. Thank you.
Like, what if you found out Nita Strauss was really trying to be a pop singer?
Right. Or
But
chicken
happened to
picker.
play guitar.
Or chicken picker. But got the gig with
Alanis
Alan.
Morissette could be considered like that, but that's also reinventing.
And aging. Right? Because you can't do teeny pop. Like, at some point when you start as a kid act, basically, you have to reinvent yourself. Well, I don't know. Did Bieber ever really reinvent himself, or is he still just doing pop and it's just current pop?
No, he's always done pop. Unless,
Yeah.
oh, well, you know what? He could have been a country singer, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
from
and I was
Stratford.
thinking, it's hard to say, like, yeah, it's not like a lot of guys took vastly different directions after even being famous and going elsewhere.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Corey Amos's first album was heavy metal.
You know,
Shut
because
up.
I'm thinking, like, guys that took the ball and ran with it, like Justin Timberlake. Here
Yeah.
you are, part of the machine, and you have enough talent to turn it into, all of a sudden, now you're one of the people in the industry.
Okay, here's an example. Do you think, because Lee Aaron is a blues singer now, do you think Lee Aaron really was into blues singing and then was forced to become metal?
She went full circle. She's back to doing body rock and all that stuff. Because she's on the retro tour with, like, Chilliwack and Loverboy and all that. And
Whatever.
Metal Queen Lee Aaron. Yeah, this is how I get way more paychecks.
But Lee Aaron was like the David Lee Roth female version, in my opinion. And she
I'm just saying off the top of my head, was there a famous American rock? Well, Pat Benatar, I guess.
Yeah, but she wasn't
as metal.
slutty.
Like, she didn't do Metal Queen. Like, that was more like Duro and shit like that.
Metal Queen is the most, like, I don't understand why more dudes, especially in YouTube chat, do not think Lee Aaron is awesome. Like, Metal Queen was a really cool song, and the video is awesome. I just don't know why more, like, sorry guys, but if dudes love Lita Ford, why wouldn't you obsess over Lee Aaron?
I always liked Lee Aaron.
Well, I do too. I found her overly sexed, same as
David I got it, because especially it was funny because after Lee Aaron's quote unquote reinvention, right, with the Body Rock album and the songs, What You Do My Body, Hands Off, and all that.
Yeah.
It was literally, we saw the exact same a few years later with Shania Twain. I was just like, the packaged female, because Lee Aaron got such a push. She was everywhere. And that was pro shot album, pro videos, everything was slick, like A level. Like,
it was good music.
Yeah. And it was good music. I can't remember who the guitar player was. Great. Played Lato. I remember him playing a Lato. And he had played all, it's all that, all the tricks, all the Eddie licks and stuff in there.
And Lee Aaron is totally still super attractive.
She's aged well.
She has. I'm curious as to which song came first, What You Do to My Body,
Daryl B mentions Joan Jett, but Joan Jett also plays guitar. I was thinking just strictly a singer, a female rock singer. Like, that's rare. But not as rare in Canada, because Darby Mills.
Oh, what about Chickie from Scandal?
Ooh, Patty Smythe. Yeah.
But again, totally underrated. Yeah. Like, why didn't she do more? Like, why wasn't that taken a hold of? Like, how come there's so many lead singers of rock bands? Like, what does Bret Michaels do? Nothing. Picks up an acoustic he decided to learn because he didn't want to be the only one doing F all. Yeah. And, like, lead singers of how many bands that don't do anything but stand?
I don't understand, because, sure, as we discussed, half an hour ago, I played a lot of chick songs, but my God, like, the booking of a female-fronted band, easier. Crowd reaction, like, it's I don't know, it's just an easier gig, and guess what? You don't have to tune down half a step eventually because women don't lose their voice like dudes do.
Right? So
It's,
here's
or
the
at least
thing.
it seems that way.
As a rock vocalist, me, how many songs do you think I actually have to choose from that are actually sung by women? I have to sing most songs that are sung by dudes.
Yeah.
Like I have Heart. You know, I've got, and even then, like we discussed, Pat Benatar, not really necessarily metal. I got it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
You know
got
what
the
I
one
mean?
Tina Turner song with Bryan Adams. Right?
You know, and I'm not singing Lita
Great
Ford's
song.
freaking song.
One song I regret we never did. We talked about introducing, but I never did introduce it into Smile Harder, because I was like, this song will get everybody on dance floor. She's, what? It's Only Love. She's like, yes.
That
I'm like,
song is
right?
amazing. Because you know why you couldn't play that song.
There's too much drama in the band. That's why.
That's not an easy song to sing. You can't just say, "Hey, person, sing Tina Turner's song."
But
version.
we would find the right key. That was the band of capos. There was capos everywhere.
I friggin' love that song so much.
Yeah.
Because she just wails. I don't change. See, I don't even know how to do that. I just sing exactly the way it's supposed to be sung. I don't know about changing keys.
Well, it's different too, because there's situations where you'll just join a situation, you play the song in the key it was written in, or if you're part of the machine, if you have a smart producer, they would hear you in the studio, and by the fourth take, they go, let's change keys. And you're like, why? And then all of a sudden they'll try this different key, which is not even say one lower, but a different key, and all of a sudden, here, sing it here, and you're like, holy crap, because then you're like, the majority of the song's right in the middle of my register. They're like, yeah, that's why we get paid a lot of money. You're like, okay. Yeah. You know, like a true arranger.
I was just singing Sasha, and I was rediscovering all the songs I heard I loved. You don't have to.
Well, I never quite figured out Atlanta Miles. Was it pop, rock, country, you know?
She was
sort of like Band of Gypsies, but in various keys.
What?
He said Band of Capos? Is that like Band of Gypsies? I'm like, yeah, but just in lots of different keys.
Atlanta Miles was rock. Love is.
Hated that song.
Oh, that's my favorite of hers. I don't like Black Velvet because I don't like Elvis.
Well, I didn't like that song either. That was so overplayed because that was crossover. It played on country radio as well as rock or pop radio and rock radio.
I gotta listen to that damn song probably every day. I gotta hear Black Velvet every day.
That's a good question. 60 Cycle Steve asked, wait, does Bryan Adams make Tina rock or does Tina make Bryan Adams rock?
I'm gonna say Tina rock.
Yes, because he's all rock all the time, or at that time he was. Except when you would throw, speaking of tearjerker ballads, like that guy could do the ballads. And they're like, here!
Yeah. Because he had the scratch. Do it for you.
Well, that's your generation. I'm thinking Heaven. Which was the previous, few you put on Heaven. Oh my God.
He liked to sing about heaven because he used heaven again in the third generation when he used Thought I'd Died and Gone to Heaven.
That's true. When he got into soundtrack mode, that's when Canada wasn't sure if he's Canadian anymore. They're like, well, you don't really live in Canada anymore. You didn't really record in Canada.
And when he did that,
you're really proud to be Canadian while abroad. You're kind of like Mike Myers, like
he did that Zorro soundtrack. Crap, that was garbage music.
Robin Hood soundtrack, Zorro soundtrack, all the soundtracks. He did all the soundtracks.
Yeah.
Here, we got one you're going to do with Rod Stewart. Why? Because he's doing a bunch of soundtracks too. Oh, yeah? What's next?
A good song. That was a big hit, that Three Musketeers song. Let's do it off the road. 98 PXY special right there. I know all the words to that song. I don't need to.
Bolton could have been a much more of a rock singer if he wanted to, Will Varela. He chose his path. Same as Richard Marx. Richard Marx could have been a wicked rock singer. Just
Yes.
that one song he did.
Satisfied.
Yeah.
Satisfied was good. Oh, I won't give up until I'm satisfied. It's a good song. But his hair is so coiffed. Like Keith Urban's situation.
Yeah.
So much hair. Made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Unbelievable. True. Cuts like a knife in somebody. Great songs.
Cuts like a knife. That's a good song. I remember that playing when I broke up with my boyfriend and he's driving me to work. It was awful. Awkward.
So awkward.
Driving home this evening. I can't help but sing. Could have sworn me it all worked out. Damn. Yeah, it was bad.
Exactly, Jay. One good thing about Michael Bolton. Mike Landau on guitar. Exactly.
Yes. Jay Hannon said Michael Bolton had a really good first album, and I do recall discovering that once upon a
Hey,
time.
Natasha.
Hi, Natasha. Time no see. Feels as though. Merci beaucoup. Appreciated. So many fun people here tonight.
All right. So let's think of at least 3 people that were totally non-rock acts that should have or could totally front a rock band.
Oh.
Had a rock voice, but not necessarily did rock music.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks? Yeah,
Because I don't really
Stevie Nicks
stand
earlier,
back
but I was
about
thinking
it.
that she was more pop, especially by the 80s. That was all pop. I'm going to say Neil Diamond.
100%.
Total rock voice.
Yeah. Yeah, what if you like put a distortion on Coming to America? That would have been a whole different vibe.
Yeah, like let Luke, Eddie it up, basically, right?
Coming to America.
Dun, dun, dun. Explosions everywhere. Happy 4th. Neil Diamond should have had a Van Halen. Neil Diamond
speed it up
could
a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say Neil Diamond. Who else?
I'm picturing Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. The pyro in the back.
And I'm trying. Somebody we didn't mention. It's got to be someone I didn't mention earlier too, which I already threw a few out there. Bette Midler, possibly. Greg Zeppelin. I did not see that coming.
Gretchen Wilson, for sure. You know who that is? She's a country singer.
Gretchen Wilson, yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm already going through country acts. That's where I'm going, I
can't remember who shows Gretchen Wilson. Gretchen Wilson is like, she's a low-lying in the rock industry. I see her on people's Instagrams. She's in the back of a lot of like metal shows. She hangs around with, like, she's still there. Interesting. Like, I don't know, like Steve
Seth
Stevens
Jordan
and stuff.
Sass Jordan.
Yeah.
Because she could have been another Darby Mills, essentially.
Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi
Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper. Yep.
She got good scratch.
Yep. Yeah. You gotta have Peggy Lee. Yes. Yes.
What's that chick's name? Joss Allen? Joss Stone. Joss Stone. There's another example of the blues not making it. She won friggin' Grammys and crap. Everyone thought she was amazing. Melissa Etheridge?
Totally Melissa Etheridge. Well, or as I saw, America's Sass Jordan.
I can go on a tangent. I could go on about chick singers forever that never got the chance to be.
Have a good one, buddy.
I'm not a Jewel fan.
All right,
That's my
I got one for you. Canadian, Corey Hart. He could have done rock.
I loved Corey Hart. With the flame on the sky is a chance to know.
Just listen to a little ain't enough.
Yep.
It ain't enough for you. That's it.
Ain't enough for you. I could lose.
That's art.
Just mumble a bunch of stuff. Gets out easy. He friggin' was huge.
How about Hank Williams Jr.?
What?
He'd do Southern rock. It's pretty much
Yeah,
Southern rock. Just rockify it a bit more. He could do it.
Now I'm running out of names. Like rock. Because then if you like start thinking back, like, because like 70s rock's so different than 80s rock.
Right.
So depending on if you're singing like glam rock or
I have a question. When everyone talks about all these great rock bands, why does Guitar Man 45, he's from the Detroit area, why does he never give Bob Seger any love? Bob Seger had a lot of hits. Like a lot of hits.
I'm a huge Bob Seger fan. You know what? The whole guitar community doesn't talk about. They don't talk about Bob Seger and they don't talk about Steve Miller Band.
Well, okay. Well, but Bob Seger had just as many piano solo, sax solo, horn solo, as guitar. Yep. It wasn't known as a guitar band per se, but there's still a rock band.
Well, there's got to be something. Like, what about Bruce Springsteen's band that at E Street? They've had, like, there's just certain bands that I feel that are famous that I'm like.
Underrated guitar players. Buddy from Huey Lewis and the News.
All right.
See? I don't even know his name. Hell of a guitar player.
It's kind of weird to me that how can a band be considered a famous rock band and not have a notable guitarist?
Huey Lewis could have done a much harder sound. Huey Lewis could be a rock band frontman.
Oh, yeah. I enjoy the Huey Lewis.
Problem was he was already kind of too old, so he had to keep with the short hair. He just looked bad with long hair. Just bad.
Carlos Santana is highly overrated. And you know what? The argument people say is, yeah, but you can always identify his songs. I'm like, that's because they all sound the same. His guitar, like, I bet you if you overlap or just take out his guitar out of all the tracks, I can't imagine they sound totally that different. You could put them all together and make it one big long song. I'm
a big fan of his tone. I never really cared for his tone.
It just seems very one-trick pony to me.
There you go. Will Varela, guitar player for Huey, also played on Robert Plant's early stuff. Really? And Huey does play on Thin Lizzy live album.
I always thought Huey Lewis should play saxophone. Like he just pull it out of his jacket.
They already had a guy for the band.
I know, but he still looks like he would do it too.
Yeah.
He's a smooth dude.
He was cool.
Yeah, super cool.
You single-handedly was able to play like a 50s, 60s band in the 80s and have a career.
He has the same birthday as me.
There you go. Happy birthday to Huey on Tuesday.
Fun fact, yeah, happy birthday to Huey Lewis on the 5th.
You keep mentioning Les. I don't know Les Paul's voice though, Keith. I don't know how he would do for rock. I don't know if I know his playing. I don't recall him ever singing. Gary Moore's hard rock stuff is underrated. It is. It's because he made a Wicked Blues album, and then everyone thinks of that.
Well, I guess we weren't stopping at 10.
No. George Thorogood, all songs sound the same chords, right? Well, open tuning will do that, Brian. Yep. Yeah, he's got a niche. We'll say that. He's got a niche. Tinkerbell! Amanda will be right back. What's up, Tink? If you're new, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 4,000 subscribers, and maybe if we hit 4,000 subscribers next Sunday, we'll do a 4,000 subscriber hangout. What you think, Symmetry? Can't ask Charles. He's already left. Bet Tom likes the idea. He was about to comment on it, I'm sure. If and when we hit 4,000 subs, you know, I'd like to think you can hit 10 more subs in a week, but I haven't heard Mary sing either. I always think of them just doing their harmonized guitar playing stuff where, God damn, I got to play the exact same thing as the other person? Oh, man. And I can't even look at the neck and cheat off them? Yep. All right. So, yeah. Tell 10 of your friends, folks. We got 53 people still watching. Exactly, Randy Price. I agree. Gary Moore was not a household name, but guitar players all knew who he was, that's for sure. Kind of like Pat Metheny. Couldn't name a song of his to life. Seen his name on the cover of a lot of magazines, though. Never him on the cover. Well, maybe once in a while. But his name always on the side. Interview with, catching up with, song by, perhaps. So I know the name. Wouldn't even recognize him probably. Well, I might. No, I'd be like, that old guy? Yep. Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it. What's with the random little dayfly thing there? Pat Metheny is amazing. I imagine so, because, like I say, known the name as long as I've been playing guitar. Of course, it could be because the name was on the cover of the first Guitar World I ever bought. No, it wasn't even a Guitar World. Guitar for a Practicing Musician. That was probably the one. That cost the extra 50 cents. Had the glossy cover, though. Great guitar, Greenie. Tommy Shaw is a great singer and guitar player. I agree. Oh, I have no problem with that statement. John Sykes is the most underrated guitarist singer ever, no question about it. I don't know if I've ever heard him sing. I know he's a good guitar player.
Hi.
I'm
back.
I don't know. Do we try going till the top of the hour and cutting it off at this point? I don't know.
Yeah. I have another topic question.
Okay.
So, Michelle's father is in this chat, probably. He's just not talking. His name is Sam.
Hey, Sam.
He has a channel that some of you have nicely subscribed to because I asked you to, Blazeland Sam. Anyways, so his favorite band, and I'm going to say it the way he does because he was born in the UK, Status Quo.
Right.
Okay. So my question is, so Michelle and I had this discussion. So her father has lived here since he was a teenager.
Right.
So he calls it Status Quo.
Yeah.
Now, if a band is formed in a country that pronounces it a certain way, does the rest of the world have to should they pronounce it that way? Like, so many people call them the status quo. Should we be calling them status quo?
Well, you should. Same as ZZ Top, you know. You should, but there's also the local vernacular.
Did I pour vodka in this already?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Chat? Somebody rewind back. Yes. I don't know if they might be saying that to the previous question.
Yeah. Okay.
Type a 1 if you've already poured vodka in.
Did I pour vodka in this already?
Exactly. Greg Zeppelin, ZZ Top.
That's not fair because they're just going to say that I did. And
Mark Randall says no. Hello to Mark Randall.
Hi, Mark Randall. I used to have a manager named Mark Rundle, so it always throws me off a little bit. Oh, I did? Dang it. Well, now I've got to... Okay, then.
Well, hit it again. All right.
I did. I can't taste test, Steve.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It tastes just as good. Okay, I highly recommend this beverage.
Beverage?
Highly recommend. Comes in this beautiful bottle that was gifted to Scott, and I'm drinking it on him. But it is really good.
Typical.
So, okay, so what is the answer? Yes,
What?
you should. Status quo. Is that what we should?
I would try to be nice because that's how I roll. But if I say status quo, sorry, I'm Canadian. That's how I say it.
Listen, Michael Krause, saying Z as Z is how you say it.
Yeah.
It's only you guys that say it different.
Kind of like the metric system.
There's more of us that say it this way than the way you say it. So, shh.
That looks plugged. No wonder I couldn't.
Status quo. It's a Latin phrase. What does it mean? The way it should be? Like, is there an actual
like stays the same?
Stays the same?
I believe so.
It's not a zebra because the word zebra is not spelt with just a Z. And if it was spelt ZBRA, then yes. But it's not. That's a word.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Yeah. Unless it's born in Canada.
Yeah, but we just, well, yeah, zebra. But you don't say zebra.
No.
I still say zebra, though.
And cars in Canada are Z28s, so not Z28s. Sounds
yes,
weird.
that's exactly it. True. Oh, that's funny. Do they say Z28 in the States?
They do. They do.
I didn't know.
Car is a different name. Even though it looks the exact same, it is a different name. That's a word. Hashtag that's a word.
That's a word. That's a word.
Yes, Rick Parfit from Status Quo, hell of a guitar player. They never got enough airplay in this country.
No, I know. I feel like I should know more of their music, and I don't.
I think they're like the Tragically Hip. They just didn't take. They tried. This doesn't really take.
It's weird, right?
Oh, that works much better now.
Good for you. Yeah.
But they're built in Canada, Will, so they're actually built as Z28s because they're built in Montreal.
Yeah, they're actually built here.
And Oshawa, too. The Schwa.
It would be Ramstein or Ramstein.
Well, it depends. Are they Jewish or German?
That's right.
Now, if they're Jewish Germans, I don't know.
Is that how you spell it? Is it E-I or is it I-E?
I don't know.
E-I? So then it should be Stein. Ramstein, because that's how you pronounce E-I in German.
I just knew it as Ramstein. Like, that's how we say it. I'm like, all right.
So it should be Ramstein if it was
Now, see, George Bedard brings up a point. He says, to quote Rick Emmett in their documentary, which everyone should check out, when the crowd is singing your song back to you, it becomes their song. Maybe the same goes with band names.
Are there other band names that are pronounced differently?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I've been pronouncing one wrong my entire life. I can't remember what it is, but I know I do. I don't know. Well, it's like Nirvana and Nirvana. I don't know which one it is.
I say Nirvana.
So do I. I also say Decals, so.
Decals. What other bands are like? These are very interesting topics this evening, actually.
Sure. Probably more actual music talk than usual.
I know, it's stuff that I'm interested in.
Less gear nerdery. It makes it easy on me. Although I did take a pedal apart on air, so there was that.
Talk gear stuff. What are my favorite pedals? I like reverbs and I like delays, and then all the dudes go, "It's because you're a chick." No, it's just because I like the sound of them.
No, it's because you smoke weed too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But Van Halen versus Van Halen. Typo.
Imagine if you pronounced it Van Halen.
Or when you tour the Netherlands and they're like, you're saying our name wrong, right?
Right?
Van Halen. Van Halen.
Yeah,
Van
Halen. Yeah, it's funny that we don't say it. Like it's well, I shouldn't say we. That's an Americanized situation. We don't really have any control over that situation.
Yeah. Capo or capo?
Yeah, what do you say?
Capo.
Yeah, me
Which
too.
is wrong, I believe. It's actually capo.
I know.
It's actually Italian.
Data. I know. I say capo.
Or data. It depends.
Data.
I'm on a data plan, but I got to enter the data into the computer.
That's exactly right. Yeah. It's true.
I go either. It's like Decal and Decal. I could go either way. And that's the thing about being Canadian. You're not really British and you're not really American.
Let's check the data. Well, the data, that's so funny. They're intermixed. I say them both.
Yeah, it's like project and project.
Yeah. Or project.
Yeah. Oh, I need to project that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to project the project. Remember, you're doing most of the talking, so make sure you really project the project to the back of the room. Okay.
Yeah. Because I got to work on this project.
Data is on Star Trek. Data is in the computer. Good one.
That's right.
Or is that Dr. Spock or Mr. Spock?
Spock. Just Spock.
Hello, Braxel.
Yeah, Spock. Mr. Spock is...
Lawrence does actually say decal.
Decal.
I'll say that if I'm ever applying the video. Now, you're going to want to apply your decals right here. It sounds like it's got two D's. Decal.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
I feel like I have to elongate it.
Put on this decal. Decal sounds like...
Well, it's quicker to say. Decal.
It reminds me of treacle. Like it makes me think of jam. No, decal's not right. Or like
nice,
shingle.
Quick.
Sounds like
decal takes too long to say. Decal?
A bad case of the decals. Or it sounds like a bad word for like dude's nuts. Kicked him right in the decals. Yeah. Oh yeah, I already did put that in there.
Need a little mix.
We're gonna do right there. We're gonna top that up right now. That's what we're gonna do. Oop.
Well, this should be a good last 12 minutes of the show.
Decal doesn't rhyme with freckle.
It does.
I don't have any freckles, so it doesn't matter.
Those aren't freckles, those are freckles. It sounds like some insult, some random insult.
Look at all them freckles on your face.
You go to the doctors. Why are you in today? I'm not sure if this is a freckle or a freckle. I don't know. It's new. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Freckle's the new Muppet. That sounds like freckle.
And always getting in trouble.
Oh, Muppets. I love Muppets.
Or is it just a bunch of people that are freaks? Look at all those freakle.
Several freaks. Scattered.
Yeah, what do you call a group of freaks? A freckle or a freakle?
Just open up a van and let them go in.
Exactly, Lady Lou. Age spots are freakles. Yeah, where'd that come from? How did that all of a sudden appear?
Why do most people
in other countries call a truck or a van a car, and a car is a car, and a truck is a truck? I don't. My mother would call everything a car. Let's go get in the car. The van? But vans can be trucks in other countries, right? Like a moving van, but it's a moving truck.
Call things trucks, and I don't know what.
Something's a lorry. I don't know what the fuck a lorry is. That's a girl, as far as I know.
Isn't it a van?
It's a van or a big truck, or
I thought it was a van.
I don't think any of our UK friends are still watching.
Seats several people.
It's going on 4 a.m. there. So they're either unemployed or insomniacs. Lorry is a cab.
What's cab, right?
I thought that was something else. British van. Where the hell is a van called a truck? Yeah, well, it's like the common term for trucks, I think. Motorized porta potty, yeah, that's how. Yeah,
that's just a shit wagon.
Yeah, just place the Johnny next to the lorry. Lorry of Johnnies. There's a lorry of Johnnies. What? Is that English? I know you're speaking English, but I don't think you are. Or a boot in a trunk, yeah, or a bonnet in a hood.
Bonnet sounds so pretty though.
Yeah, you don't so swap though when someone backs into you in a park. You dented my bonnet. Ooh, I dented your bonnet. Ooh. What you gonna do about it?
Did I tear the legs?
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, Homer Simpson. I'm so scared. I dented your bonnet. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry?
That's funny.
Yeah.
We don't use the term freeway or interstate. Well, obviously not interstate, but we don't really use the term freeway here.
There's highways, which are like highways.
Expressway. There's an expressway.
Are rarely expressways. It's a shortcut in theory, at best. Or it's an intercity shortcut. So it's a quasi highway within a city. And we have a few parkways, but that's just in the big cities and stuff. And that's just because it's a name and it's rolled off the tongue. But yeah, we don't have interstates because we don't have states. So
no. Interprovinces. That sounds amazing. We need interprovinces.
Well, the problem is we don't have an interstate quality highway that is interprovincial. Well, we kind of do. Like the 401 does go into Quebec and it turns into something else. But like it goes east-west. To go north, then you're on a highway. That's kind of like the 400 series. The 400 series are the big highways, at least in Ontario. I don't know what they're called in the other provinces.
I want to know, what are they called? Okay, in the States, like we have King's Highways and Queen's Highways.
Well,
we still do.
No, they all got offloaded to the municipalities in the 90s. That's why it's Highway 2 is now County Road 2.
Oh, so is that the way it is in the States too? Are there county roads?
There's county roads, municipal roads.
I want to know. I have so many questions.
Service roads, rural routes or routes, depending on routes or routes. Expressways, parkways. Yeah. I do know they do the cool thing with the interstates, how the odds go one way and the evens go the other.
Fun fact, the first road line.
I never remember which is which though, Amanda. That's the issue. I never remember which is which.
The first road lines in North America were painted in Ontario. So you're welcome, Americans. Actually, in the world. The first road lines in the world were painted in Ontario.
Which just says Ontario drivers were the worst, that they required them.
We're handy.
Or we're one of the first to have paved roads that you could put lines on. I don't know.
That's pretty bougie.
Odds are south, I think. Hit Metalwork says. But see, fellow Canuck, so he's not sure. Oh, there we go. Mark Randall, he may be American. Odds are north to south. I thought so. is I seem to spend a lot of time on the odds, not so much on the evens.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Interstate
a thing.
system invented by Eisenhower. Fun fact.
It is a fun fact, actually.
Yeah, it's one of those fun facts that I read on the side of an interstate, and certain states like to advertise that fact. Like, brought to you by the Eisenhower. I'm like, oh, no shit. Fun fact. Cool. Ding! So I can just throw it out types like this.
That is a fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 3-hour tonight. That's exciting.
Yeah. And like say, if we hit, I don't know, let's check the subscriber count. Maybe we already hit 4,000. I doubt it. It's possible.
So.
Refresh. Oh, 39.92.
Ooh.
39.92.
So 8 more subs to reach 4,000?
8 more. So hopefully we'll hit that this week.
Amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Proud of everybody.
1,200 plus videos later.
Fantastic. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm so appreciative of all these people that come and hang out with us.
We still got 48 people watching 3 hours in.
I know, it's crazy.
Well, that makes sense, Keith Kim. You're looking
time.
at the map and you're going to start on the left, and you start with I-5, and then over here is I-95 to the right. Somebody that thought that. Canada is south of Detroit. Milt knows he's in that area.
He lives
south of the U.S., yet in Canada.
Who should make Ben a ribeye steak? Me? Hell no. What? No, Ben would make me a steak.
Oh, Mark, that's one of life's questions. Why do we drive on parkways and park on driveways? I don't know either.
Don't use the word parkway.
Again, it's usually a little bypass within a city. You know, take the bubble. Kitchener-Waterloo is big on parkways. It's just a 6-lane road in town where they've torn down enough houses to widen out, so it's like 6 or 8 lanes. You know, so you're like, wow, this kind of just goes right through town, doesn't it?
There's another mosquito in here. Gonna bite me. I'm gonna get mad.
I had a mosquito in here. What, last night?
I do not want to make him a steak. No. Why would I make my brother a steak? No, I'm not nice like that.
She's not nice that way. I can't remember the last time I had a steak. It's been a minute. Well, we were talking about going out for lunch in a restaurant. I'm going to get a steak. We'll go someplace and I'm going to get a steak. Oh, yeah, by the way, Tinkerbell's here. Tinkerbell arrived while you were gone last time.
It's so nice to see you.
Oh, we forgot Tink was here. Sorry, Tink. More and more all the time, Johnny Heartbreaker. And I, for one, I like the roundabouts because they've replaced a lot of 4-way stop signs, and that's fine with me. Because then, half the time when I'm at a roundabout, for whatever reason, I'm turning right anyways, so that just allows me to do a rolling stop 9 out of 10 times.
In and around the lake.
That's right, Mike Cross. Ben is a grown-ass man. He can make his own steak.
And they stand there. Ben singing Roundabout is the funniest thing in the world. No, one of the funniest things.
What's that?
When you sing Roundabout.
Oh. And they just stand there.
Action. I remember the first time you sang that because you're like, do you know what the words are to the song? I'm like, no, I haven't really paid attention. And then we were listening to it and I was like, this song is fucked. But now that I'm a fan of Yes, I have now learned that the lyrics really don't mean much in their songs. They're actually just there to...
Yeah, it's like when singers will put like scat in initially just to get the syncopation down.
Another example is Steely Dan's Peg. Peg is not an actual person named Peg. They just chose the word Peg because it worked in the song. Sure. That's why it's called Peg. Peg's my favorite Steely Dan song.
Uh-oh. Now we got to start over. Just as we're wrapping up things. Because I just realized we didn't hit the 3-hour mark. So we should wrap things up.
I was like this close to sending him an evil video.
Ooh. But you would have interrupted his beauty sleep.
He's very lucky he woke up.
Sup, Pops?
I'm just saying. Love you, Quentin.
Well, on that note, any parting words prior to your birthday on Tuesday? Noticed your,
I probably won't.
Cousin was too good to show up tonight. I'm just saying.
Who? What?
Your good for nothing cousin.
Was he supposed to show up? Yeah, he didn't even show up in the chat.
That's what I'm saying.
It's because he realized how old he felt now that I'm turning 44. He's an old man.
Quentin, we're more PC on this channel. They're no longer crackheads. They're now Mexican Americans.
Mexican Americans don't.
They never sleep late. They don't go to bed, and they take everything apart. Yep, Mexican Americans.
And they'll steal you.
I didn't name any names, Will. I did not name any names. Great to see you, Will, in here tonight.
I probably won't see. I probably won't be back on until. Usually, I'm not back on until Mother's Day, unless there's like some surprise.
Or if there's an occasion, you could go, "Hey, send a sister a link."
Or maybe there's like this outcry from your subscribers that are like, "It's just freaking awesome," Well, I'm sure that's exactly how they feel.
If they do, they can voice their opinion in the chat, in the comments. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I will send you a link to the next Zoom call, regardless. So,
right.
I can't. Well, I don't even send out the link to anybody. I post it on like Patreon in the community tab here on the YouTubes, and then how do I join the Zoom call? I click the link like everybody else because I don't know how that works exactly. So. That's why we have Charles. Charles sets all that stuff up, and he sends the fella a link a couple days prior, and then I post it. There we go. Need more Amanda on the Zoom Hangouts for sure. So there you go. If you want to join in on the Zoom Hangs, they're available to all levels of patrons and channel members, and helps us keep the lights on. Not a lot of lights on tonight, but anyways, normally more lights on. Yeah. Doesn't hurt to have some woman learning for us guys there, Ben. Exactly. Some woman learning. We need that woman learning.
Dude.
Otherwise,
more advice for chicks, I'll give it to you.
You watch enough. Otherwise, it can really just turn into another episode of Red Green with Possum Lodge. A meeting of men. It's a lot of that, really. Yeah. We just don't have the chainsaws going in the background. What's up, Ron House of Bane? Love that name. So, anywho's. That too, Jay. That helps. Well, I'm going to play some cornhole on Tuesday, apparently.
The day of
I'll lose. I'll play, but I'll lose. I've never beaten Mark once. We've played about 139 games so far this summer, and I haven't beaten him once. Not once. Came close twice.
Mark's good.
He is deceptively good. Pisses me off. Just like to beat him once. Just once. But he doesn't throw any softballs. So thank you, Tank. Hopefully we'll hit it this week. So, I don't know if the fellow wants to create it or fellette. We don't judge.
Hey, refresh. Maybe you've got it now. Refresh. Did you get any more? Refresh it again.
Okay.
Maybe magic happened. Maybe not, but maybe it did.
I doubt it, but we'll see. Nope, still 39.92. We're close. We're getting there. So,
if people might share on their social media, they could share this and be like, hey.
Boomers ask Mark if he's ever played with a wedgie.
Oh, thanks, Symmetry.
Oops. Well, there's Zach Thong as well. Sure.
It's my tree.
Yeah, sup, Symmetry. Thanks, buddy. We'll
I
see
don't
you
remember where Symmetry showed up, but someone called him Smitry.
China Mike, poor bastard, just couldn't get the name right, so Symmetry had to super chat him to spell it out to him.
I, in my mind, always read it Smitry.
Right.
Smitry, not your tree. It's mine.
Smitry!
Smitry.
Smitry. He's on every Zoom call. You know, he's become a regular fixture on the community hangs. He's a cool dude. He kind of reminds me of JJ. I call him Canadian JJ in my head. I haven't told you that, actually, Trev, but you're Canadian JJ, especially that he's growing out the beard, and they both got the whiteness and the chillness, and he's got a very similar vibe. Doesn't sound anything like him, but starting to look like him. I love it. Oh, Keith Campbell.
Thank you. That's very nice.
Well, maybe we'll.
Yes, I think Phil did say Smitry.
Phil's
the worst.
The guy who did a video on how to pronounce company names. He's terrible at pronouncing names, so maybe that's why he did it, right?
Maybe that could be my first video I put out, is just talking about the different, how people mispronounce certain. It's funny. It makes me laugh so hard.
Fun fact, Symmetry came on and hang with us on L&M Guitar Corner the other day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Which
You're
was
very good at
is this a Zoom call? Is this my community hang on my channel? This was awesome. But he's great. And he remembers stuff. He's kind of like Aaron. He's like, no, you did that already, Ben. I'm like, thanks, bud. I appreciate it. He knows. Symmetry does sound cooler. I agree. And that's how I went with it. First time he came, I'm like, let me work this out. I'm like, Symmetry. Yep. That's what I'll go with.
Phil's bad at pronouncing things, but he's so apologetic for it. And he's honest.
I want to say Coriega. Jay, is it Coriega, even though it's spelled Cariega? Is it Coriega? Simple yes or no. It's fine.
Cariega. Cariega sounds like a.
Is it a soft C? For some reason. See, I'm almost wondering if it's a trick. Although
Cariega sounds like a county near Rochester.
Sort of like Cayuga County?
Like Irondequoit?
Right.
Come on down to Irondequoit, Dodge.
Oh, dear Lord. Well, okay, I'll check that after. Anyways, we should probably wrap up. So, anyways.
Yes,
parting words? We did that, right? Okay. I'm sure Dale Palmer is just waiting. Dale Palmer's just waiting to type at the end. So,
fingers crossed.
Catch it on replay, especially if you've watched to this point and you're new. Please subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow night with Canucks with guitars. I'm going to be playing guitars because I'm a Canuck. That's how it works. Any new gear? Not at this time. However, stuff on the way. Tracking numbers in the phone, folks. Multiple tracking numbers is all I'm saying. And one of them may or may not be a Kramer body about to cross the border. And then, pedals. Because, pedals. She's been Amanda. I've been Ben. You've been you.
There's Ron.
This has been the hang. Hold those. Oh, House of Bane. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. No, Will. Just no. Oh, now all the burps are coming up. Perfect.
Now you can officially take me out for a steak dinner.
Oh, I could. Steak and Shake. Oh, I wish we had Steak and Shake. Hold those doors open. Let Doug's wife ahead of you in traffic because she drives and Amanda doesn't. Yep. Be well, be good to each other. Happy tone chasing. And of course, don't litter.